So anyway, yeah, we're going to play some Dwarf Fortress. Last time we had built what's almost a fortress, I guess. I mean, it doesn't have any walls. My dwarves are absolutely not prepared for any sort of invasion, so that's going to be very fun if that happens. But yeah, I think we're alright. So let's have a look at our unit list. We've got a decent selection of dwarves, not that many. So far, the one thing that is really going for us is that our fortress value is very small. So if you have a look here, you can see that we have not created a lot of wealth in the fortress. We've actually created barely any wealth in the fortress before. And this is actually a good thing, because it means that we're much less likely to attract attention. Largely, when it comes to like how much attention, you know, whether you get invasions and things, that's largely tied down to your the wealth of your fortress and the size of your population. So because we have such a low wealth, it means that we're actually very unlikely to attract invasions at all, or anything else that's nasty. But we desperately need to get the rest of the walls completed. We need a basic perimeter wall at the very least, and so that's kind of what we're doing at the moment. So all of our dwarves are busy making soap. I believe what we were trying to do is we're setting up some more farms as well. Also, my keyboard has died. It keeps dying on me recently. I need to get a new keyboard. Maybe I should get like one of those mechanical gamer keyboards. You know, the kind with the flashing LED lights and things. So yeah, just let me mess with my keyboard a quick second. Dwarf Fortress is not a game where you want your keyboard to break. Maybe I should drop it on the floor. Is that supposed to be having a joke at my expense there? Are you trying to imply that I often drop my keyboard on the floor? Right, I don't want to cook these. Geese eggs are not for cooking. That shouldn't matter anyway, because they shouldn't be able to get hold of the geese eggs, because the doors down here should be locked. Locked, right. Okay, so yeah, we're, because we're producing rock nuts here, right? Quarry bushes, rather, but it's, yeah, we're not producing enough of them, and our farmers aren't actually very good at farming yet, so that's kind of one of the big issues that we got. We really need to get those up, and we also need to do some more butchering, so we need to have some of our animals grow up so that we can butcher them, so that we can then get, you know, do some more butchering like that. What I'm going to do is, I think we're going to, right, I'm going to delete this pen here. Have that pen there to begin with. I'm going to make a new one over here, kind of tucked away in the corner a little bit. And this is going to be just a big pasture, and I'm going to pasture all of the lambs. So we've got 2 lambs there. We've got a ewe and a ram. We didn't have any other animals, did we? No, so it's just puppies and kittens. So we're going to make some dog soap, and we'll make some horse soap and some other soap eventually. But the main thing is that we need to start getting a more steady production of soap. And that means that we need more quarry bushes. And I think the limiting factor on quarry bushes at the moment is probably going to be the ewe is fighting. Okay, no, the ewe isn't actually fighting, it just got crushed by a... It got crushed. It's kind of like fighting, right? Of course, maybe you should... Of course not. Okay, right, sure. So yeah, how's everybody doing today anyway? You all having a good day today? You all ready to laugh at my expense as I flail around trying to do the impossible, building a fortress out of soap like some kind of crazy person? I mean, it's not impossible, it's just tedious. But we'll do it anyway, because hey, it's a fun challenge, right? Okay, but yeah, so there's another bit of horse soap. So that's as much of the wall as we can build at the moment. We don't have anything else that we can put, so we're really reliant upon getting some more there. And we're starting to get through the announcements, so... Yeah, process plant to bags. We need more bags. We do not have enough bags. That is the main limiting factor of our ability to mass produce soap, is the lack of bags. Believe it or not, it's such an awful thing as well. But we just need more of them. Though we should have plenty of bags actually. I'm not sure why we're getting spammed with those messages. Were those messages recent? Cancels process plant to bag. Needs unrotten bag item producing plants. Oh, okay, yeah. That's not a bag issue. That's a lack of plants issue. Right, but that's fine. They're growing them. They'll get some more. That's fine. I've been playing some Comfy Banish today whilst watching Jake blitz through Stronghold. I haven't been able to watch any of the Stronghold stuff, right? I just have not been able to, and that's mostly just because I've been, you know, at work when he's streaming it, which is really unfortunate because I love that game so much. I love Stronghold. I played the hell out of Stronghold, the original Stronghold, when I was a kid. But I've never played Stronghold Crusaders, so you know, like seeing Stronghold Crusaders would have been fun, but I just haven't had the opportunity. Right, so he's making bags. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bag. I don't know. Is it really necessary to make a bag stockpile? Probably not. Probably not. Right. So what else can we do in terms of that? The other option would be to try and kill some animals over here. So we could try and butcher some animals that way. There's a pangolin on the map. But we don't really have anyone who can do any hunting. Perhaps we could set up like a... we could get rid of a bar of soap. So we would first of all we would deconstruct one of the bars of soaps on the wall, so that we can use that soap in order to make a workshop. So yeah, we'd remove a bar of soap here basically. Not there actually, because if we remove the bar of soap, we remove that wall, then there's a chance the soap falls into the water and then the dwarves can't retrieve it. So we grab a bar of soap here. What kind of soap is this? It's going to be leopard soap, right? I think I might have taken 2 bars there, that's fine. Okay, so we've got a bar of soap there, and now what we could do is we could build like a workshop, right? So we could build a... where is it? Oh my god. Bowie's workshop, right. Soap. Oh, it's not there yet, okay, because he's still messing with the soap. He has to put the soap in the stockpile before we're allowed to do that. Okay, that should be done now. Bowie's workshop. I almost never build these things. Like, this is going to be a first for me. This is going to... If you're watching this stream right now, this is a first when it comes to my Dwarf Fortress streams that we're doing right now. We're actually going to be doing hunting. Can you believe it or not? I mean, you have to be pretty desperate to want to have to hunt in Dwarf Fortress, right? It's like pretty desperate stuff, but we're going to try it anyway. So what we're doing is we're building a Bowie's workshop, and we're going to need to set somebody to make bows. Be our bowyer, a bow making dwarf. So let's have a look and see. I believe that is... Yeah, there's a whole separate industry for it. So we have got our dwarf here, this weaponsmith, who is not doing anything. Oh, wait, actually, that's our... You know what, we'll temporarily assign Dr. Nitro to be our bow maker. He's going to go make us some bows and arrows. What creatures are on the map? At the moment, it's just a pangolin. There's also a peregrine falcon, but there's no chance in hell that we're actually going to capture that falcon. So we're basically going to send a dwarf off into the wilderness to go hunt the pangolin. So yeah, make a wooden crossbow. We'll make one wooden crossbow. The Nitro is going to go make a wooden crossbow and wooden bolts. We could actually maybe make bone bolts, possibly. Although we don't really have any bones stored. I'm not sure. Maybe these bones, because we should have like a pile of bones somewhere. Is in our butcher shop, I believe, unless they've all been chucked. No, it looks like they would have all they've all been expired because they've been exposed to the atmosphere, whatever you want to call it. We haven't got any bones, unfortunately, so we're gonna have to make wooden bolts, which should be fine. Killing the pangolin, that's what we're doing with him. Let's make some wooden bolts, and we will make, let's say, not 200 of them, let's say 10. That's 10 orders of bolts, so each order of bolt is 25, so it's 250 bolts by making 10, which is more than enough than we'll ever need, basically. That's something to, if you're new to Dwarf Fortress, by the way, that's something to keep in mind. The manager screen where it says make 10 of something, that's 10 orders, right? So certain orders, they produce more than one other thing. So if you say make 10 rock crafts, they're not actually going to make 10 rock crafts. What they'll do is that they'll produce 10 craft orders. Because when a dwarf turns a rock into crafts, he actually makes more than one craft. The same applies to blocks as well, especially important on rock blocks. Because if you tell a dwarf to make 400 rock blocks because you want 400 blocks in order to make something, but when a dwarf turns a rock into a block, he makes 4 blocks. So you will end up with 400 times 4 blocks, so 1,600 blocks, which is, you know, like far more than you would ever need. So yeah, that's kind of something to keep in mind when it comes to managerial orders. They're a bit funny about that kind of stuff. But yeah, so they're doing that real quick. This guy here is brewing drinks to plants. I mean, we're getting a very good variety of drinks at the very least. It's one thing that's nice. On these falcons pest killers, yeah, but I mean, I don't think that it would be worth the thing catching them anyway, because tamed birds don't fly. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. Or once a bird, I think there's a bug in the current game where if you tame a bird, it will stop flying. And then the only difference between that and a cat is that, well, it's basically a cat, and we've got plenty of cats, so we don't really need, we don't really need pest killers. We've got plenty of those already, so I don't think that's an issue. The main thing is just that we need to. I want to. Oh god, that's unfortunate. The pangolin's gone. We've got barn owls instead. I'll still assign somebody to be a hunter. I don't usually bother assigning hunting, but hey, I mean, sometimes you got to do strange things. Oh, by the way, I don't know about you guys, but I'm really looking forward to the new Stellaris DLC. Right. I almost never use hunting, but I'm going to do it this time. So we're going to assign somebody to be a hunter. This will be amusing to watch at the very least. I have this feeling that if we do this, like, one of our dwarves is going to die by falling out of a tree or something. It's a better cat because it won't demand attention and it'll lay eggs. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the thing. But we have got egg layers, so we have got we got geese for our egg layers. That's probably going to end up being the majority of our soap. By the way, is going to be goose soap. It was in the last soap fortress. Geese are a good source of soap. You know what? We could make potash. Come to think of it, let's make potash from ash, and let's just make 10 lots of potash. Potash would be really good here, because we can fertilize all of our fields, and then we'll get more product back. So that would be really useful. So that's fine there. So we got that going. We've got growing all the crops outside. Now. I said I was going to assign someone to be a hunter. So let's have a look and see if we've got any useless dwarves. I don't think we really do. I think everyone's basically doing something. I mean, we have got some who don't do much, like this presser. He's a plant gatherer, presser, plant processor. I mean, he is plant processing, which is... we got this guy who's spinning and weaving. Nitro's that, but that's Nitro, so he's also our other guy. Dark Young is busy being a fish cleaner mechanic. Is he only a mechanic? Is Dark Young only a mechanic? We could send him out to be a hunter. I think we will. So, Dark Young, you have been drafted to be our first hunter of the fortress. Congratulations, Dark Young. Now go up and pick up... oh, we might need a quiver as well, right? Maybe we have some in stock. Quiver, 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 quiver. He's not going to kill anything anytime soon. Cat leather quivers, the perfect kind. Ooh, sorry. I play multiplayer with my friends, so it'll be fun to turn them into zombies. Yeah. I mean, I don't really play Stellaris multiplayer. Nah, it's fine. It's fine, Bass. It's fine. It's fine. He says repeatedly. Make me anyone. I just dropped a plate on the floor. It didn't crack or anything. Right, okay, here is the time we check. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 goslings. 2 years' time. That's a lot of soap. But Tactica and Tactics wants to have a dwarf. Any dwarf, he says, right? Make me anyone. Well, we still have a mining dwarf who just doesn't have a name. So how about that? You can be the mining dwarf. Back a turn. Tactics. Right. I think I spelled that right. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. That name is too long, so I'm just going to get rid of the dash in the middle, so it's just going to be... Okay, there we go. Look, alright, accidents happen, things go wrong, but it's fine. Happy little mistakes, or unhappy ones. Look at all these goslings, though. That is what I'm talking about. This is why we've given them such a big room, by the way, because last time I had the gosling explosion happen, last time we ended up with too many of them, and they were in such a confined space. So, and now we've just got them all underground, ready to be made into soap. I mean, it's beautiful, ain't it? You'll love to see it. I love to see it anyway. Where is our Dr. Young, Dark Young at? Not doing anything. I guess he's not trying to hunt or anything. Has he actually got his equipment on? I wonder if he's actually wearing yeah, he's got a quiver. And he's got bolts in it, so I guess he will try and hunt eventually. The outpost liaison has arrived. That means that the caravan is here. That's excellent. This will be a chance for us to sell some more goods in order to get some more crafts. Let's try and make some more rock crafts as well. We'll just make, I don't know, 10 lots of rock crafts. I don't even know if we've got rocks in order to do that. We got plenty of wood, but yeah, we got rocks and stuff down here. Could possibly make a jeweler's and start like, you know, like cutting some of these gems. We've got sphalerite, which can be cut as well, although it'd be much better to smelt that down. Alright, let's start moving some goods over. So, we'll start by moving our crafts over. We've got some tools, cages. I'm going to sell them these cages. I don't need a tin, copper, or nickel cage. I mean, that's whatever. It's just not necessary. We'll also sell them. I'm wondering if we have any. I'm going to sell them some prepared food. Prepared food is ridiculously expensive in this game. Where's your accent from? I'm from the Midlands. I'm from the middle of the country. Basically, I don't think I have a strong regional accent. Well, maybe I do, but I don't know. I don't sound like a lot of people from around here. But I'm from the Midlands. I'm from a small city with a bad football team, which describes basically every city around this area. Alright, information's been added. I'm not going to request anything. There's nothing in particular that I want. That's fine. Right, okay, so yeah, we're going to trade with these guys. So we need our trader to come to the depot. So he's going to get Ashtesh straight over in order to have a look at that. See here, right, okay, this is exactly what I mean about prepared meals being worth a lot of money. So we could sell this whole stack of prepared meals. And it's not like there's anything here that's particularly valuable. We can make food really easily. But one barrel with prepared meals in it, we can sell for 3,000 ducats worth of goods. That's ridiculous. Anyone, you know, if you've got enough... Like this here, all this has got in it, it's got 42 river spirits roast, which is... I don't even know what kind of roast this is, like what's in it. It's quarry bush leaves, which we got like 1 billion of, and then a bunch of spirits mixed together, and it's worth a ridiculous amount of money. So we'll just we can literally just sell one of those. I'm going to sell them the cages as well, just in order to get rid of the cages. because I don't want them. And there's also a sock here. I think I bought that from somebody, but nobody's worn it, which is kind of funny. So I guess we'll keep the sock here. Right. So we can't make any weapons because we are not able to make a. We're not able to make a. We're not able to make a furnace. We're not able to make a smelter or anything. That's one of our restrictions at the moment. We could consider buying some weapons, right? We could consider buying some from the dwarves. I mean, that's fine. There's some decent ones here. You see, there's like a steel warhammer, perhaps. We could consider that. Probably want to go with crossbows. So there's like two schools of thoughts when it comes to crossbows and dwarf, right? There's like two ideas about how you should do crossbows, and one school of thought is to say that you should have crossbows made out of wood or bone or wood crossbows, and the reason for that is that crossbows made out of those things are light. So a crossbow made out of bone or made out of wood is very light, and that's like one idea about how you should do crossbows in Dwarf Fortress. The other idea, and in my mind the correct version, the more accurate take, if you will, is that you should actually do crossbows made out of heavy materials. So you should make a crossbow out of like a heavy metal. The heavier the better. And this is because, one, it makes the dwarves slower, which is actually a good thing on crossbow dwarves because it means they're less likely to run and chase people. The downside of many a crossbow dwarf is to spot an enemy across the battlefield and decide, I ran out of ammo, so instead of going to get more ammo, I'm going to chase him and hit him over the head with my crossbow. So slowing him down is actually not always a bad thing. Number two, if he is going to chase after somebody, and if he is going to try and whack him over the head with the crossbow, the heavier the crossbow, the more successful he'll be at bludgeoning that, like bludgeoning a goblin to death. So those are the two schools of thought about crossbows. I prefer heavy crossbows for that reason, because in my experience, dwarves with crossbows love trying to whack people over the head with them. They just love it. They're obsessed, obsessive. Oh, I mean, that's fair, actually. That's a fair point Avenue's making there, is that when it comes to the Fortress Guard, you should give them light weapons. But, I mean, that's getting into some more complicated stuff there. I mean, I'm having a look through here. I don't actually see anything I want other than just buying food that we can then turn into meals, which we could then sell for more money. I was kind of hoping that... I mean, we can buy leather, cloth. I didn't really see any animals. That's the main thing. I want to buy animals that we can turn into soap. There's a goose in a cage. There's a donkey and a reindeer cow, so those are good. That's a lot of soap there. We could buy a kangaroo's milk barrel, a barrel full of kangaroo milk. It's a shame these guys don't have any dwarf milk with them, so that we could make dwarf cheese, but unfortunately they don't. I mean, I guess we could buy some weapons. Let's have a look and see what kind of weapons they got. I don't see any. I mean, I saw a steel. I believe there was like a steel. Let's see what kind of books they have. Sometimes they have a book here. It must have been Voices is the name of this book. This is an alpaca parchment scroll. The rollers are made from sandstone. This object menaces with spikes of well-crafted onyx. Written on the item is a novel entitled It Must Have Been Voices. The work has no particular subject. Okay. So it's a book about literally nothing. Let's buy that. I always buy books if there's interesting ones. Or even if they're not that interesting, it's good to have them in the fortress. Right, we could buy an anvil. I don't think we need another anvil. It's going to be ages before we get an anvil actually set up. What else have they got? The iron shields. Here's a there's a steel warhammer here. We'll take the steel warhammer. I'll just take the steel warhammer. I can give that to someone. And we'll also take... I don't think there's anything. I really don't think there's anything else other than just that. Maybe we could just take some cheeses off them, because we can turn the cheeses into meals, which are worth more. So I mean, that's what we'll do, I guess. They don't have any dwarf cheese with them, fortunately. They have cow cheese. They have like donkey cheese, yak cheese. Donkey cheese, goat cheese, water buffalo cheese. Yeah, we'll just take all their most valuable cheese, and that'll do. Oh god, they want a lot in order for that. Right, I'm not gonna give them 2 barrels of food. That's too much. Right. I just removed some of the cheeses. Then I don't need that much. Sorry, I know that you can't see most of this because it's hidden behind the chat, but we're almost done. There we go. So we traded a barrel of food for even more food than we started with, which goes to show that dwarven economy is just not very smart, right? Like dwarven traders just are not very good at their job, or at least the ones that come from the caravan aren't. Okay, but more importantly, that means we've got some animals that we can butcher, so I'm going to butcher all 3 of these things. The goose, the donkey, and the reindeer cow. And we're going to be making some soap with all 3 of those animals. And then that's going to hopefully allow us to complete more of this walk. So this here has been planted. There's some quarry bushes there that need to be collected. They're going to take those over there. They'll store them in the bag. One of the other dwarves process them, they'll then take them outside and do all sorts of weird and wonderful things. In terms of bags, we've probably got a load of bags now. There's a bunch of mechanisms there. And leopard soap, yeah. Yeah, I know that. How dare that criminal dwarf refuse to make windows when the mayor demanded that he have windows? I know that the mayor lives in a hole in the ground where he is unable to see the outside world at all. But still, he wanted his windows, and you failed to deliver. So you deserve the ultimate penalty. And obviously, the only suitable penalty for a crime as dire as failure to manufacture adequate numbers of windows is execution, right? That's like the only adequate crime. So yeah, I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. To get hammered in the face because you didn't produce enough leather quivers on the orders of Mayor Bass, Sillius Bass, Mr. Quiverman. Or when Queen Nitro says, you need to go off and fight, go to the war, and you don't go there fast enough. What if you're trying to maximize like you're trying to min-max the game? What you have to do is you have to try and get the mayor to be a dwarf who's like you want a dwarf who has like an obsession with something that dwarves actually care about, right? That's what you want. Versus plant a bag. We have a loom. We should be looming stuff. Yeah, we should be weaving cloth from plant thread. Something useful and not export oriented. Yeah, so like funnily enough, in the last fortress that we streamed, the mayor was a necromancer, and because he was a necromancer, he was obsessed with slabs, right? He was obsessed with them slabs, but that's fine. Loads of our dwarves just kept dying, and we kept needing slabs. So hey, you want more slabs, Mr. Mayor? Fine. We have more dwarves that we need to commemorate. Good thinking, smart thinking. So yeah, that was fine, basically. Oh, there's an osprey and a cheetah. Oh god, I have a feeling that something bad's about to happen. Where is Mr. Dark Young Guy? He's not doing anything, is he? Is he actually? Oh, right, because the cheetah's all the way over there, so he probably can't. He's probably not even aware that there's a cheetah nearby. He's just walking, crawling around on the floor like an idiot. Yeah, I don't think he's actually going to do it, is he? He's not much of a hunter. Are you, Dark Young? I mean, he's wandering around. That kind of suggests that he should be hunting. Alright, an animal is grown to become a stray cat. I think that means that an animal is grown to become a stray bar of soap. Let's butcher some of our cats. We have too many of them. Where's our kitchen? I forgot where our kitchen was. I mean, that's a wood furnace, butcher shop, boat makers, crafts, dwarves, carpenters. We must have a kitchen somewhere because we've made food. I can't remember where I put it though. And hide. Mechanics workshop. I mean, it's somewhere. Yeah, see, this guy's tanning the hide there. Right. Oh, right. Is it? Yeah, he's taking the fat down there to render it. Oh, right. It's here. That's where it is. I couldn't see it between everything else. So we need to make sure that he's not going to turn that fat into. He's not going to turn that fat into. Oh man, okay, I think I just wasted a whole bunch of that. Oh my god, okay, prepare a lavish meal. Cancel that task. I just wanted to render the fat, I don't want it to turn it into stuff. Stocks. Kitchen. Goose tallow. Yeah, you're not allowed to cook it. Right, I think he's wasted a bunch of that tallow, unless the soap maker's already gotten a hold of it before he was able to do that. What happens is that if you have prepare task where you have a task that's like cook meals, right? Then what will happen is that the cook will render the fat and then almost immediately turn it into a prepared meal, which wastes the fat because like you know, you can make loads of things into prepared meal. You can only make so many things into soap, so you don't want him to use the precious goose tallow on making like food, especially because tallow is actually a really low value food anyway. Like, turns out that dwarves don't like eating rendered fat. Who would have guessed? It doesn't make for a very nice, you know, meal. So dwarves, generally speaking, prefer to eat things that are not rendered fat. They prefer to have more kind of nutritious meals. So yeah, that's just one thing to keep in mind, you know, when you're playing Dwarf Fortress. Are these potash? No, these are ash. We got loads of ash, but we need more we need some potash. I can't remember. Did we complete the potash order? Make potash? Or no, we don't have any potash making dwarves. That's why. Where's that asher? I missed the wood burner here. Drunken Dutchman. Drunken Dutchman. Oh, DDR Jake has actually got some skills at potash making. DDR Jake, you're allowed to make some potash. I've had the good fortune to have a duke who is obsessed with booze. That's a good one. That's a good one, that is. Yeah, not many dwarves ever get to experience the joy of making potash, despite how many dwarves aspire to the profession. It's a kind of a rare one, you see. There just isn't that much call for potash, unfortunately. Okay, some of our lambs are growing into ewes, which means that they're also ready to be slaughtered soon. Oh! Dark Young is currently fighting something. He's currently fighting a pangolin. Now this is some rip-roar in action here. Look, you can see him over here. I don't know if you can see him. He's currently just shooting at the pangolin with his crossbow and missing. Come on, Dark Young, you can do it. He's almost as good at shooting at this pangolin as he is at shooting at things in Left 4 Dead. Which is to say, not very. He struck it in the body, bruising the muscle. Come on, he needs to get that. He needs to get that killing blow on it. No, it looks like he's managed to exhaust an entire clip of an entire 25 bolts of that without killing the pangolin. He's basically bruised the pangolin a bit with his. I mean, that's mostly my fault, to be honest. I mean, I guess the wooden bolts are not up to the task of killing a pangolin. Alright, I think he's on top of it. I think he's just battering it to death. He hits it. He hits it a bunch of times and he's screaming, "I must withdraw." Alright, we'll leave Dark Young to it. I mean, he's you know, I'm sure that he'll manage to kill he'll strangle the pangolin to death. He's literally sitting on top of it now, just striking it with his crossbow, which is fair enough. I mean, you know, there's one way to make sure you don't miss. Oh wow, you're the last person that can throw shade on others because of their shooting skills. At least when I'm shooting people, I'm shooting at zombies as opposed to at the people on my team. But you know, let's not be too mean to Dark Young, you know. Look at this here. He bashes the pangolin in the upper body with her date palm wood crossbow, but the attack glances away. And then he's screaming, "Help! Save me!" from the pangolin, which has done nothing so far. It hasn't even tried to attack him back. He's just sat there whilst he's trying to batter it to death with like a light crossbow made out of wood. It's not going very well, as I'm sure you can imagine. Alright, so we're getting some more wool done, at the very least. Donkey soap. Look at this. This is all going to be wool. This is loads of wool that we've got here. So I think we can do like 1, 2, 4 more bits of wool. 2 bits there. 2 bits there. Right, and that's all the soap that we got at the moment. So we're going to make that all into wool. It's going to be great. Look at that. Seeing those beautiful white walls go up to protect our food stockpile. This is all plants. This is here. This is like this is all like beer. Our beer is just sitting on the surface where anybody could take it, basically. But we obviously need to protect that and stop anybody from being able to do so. We've only got over 922 barrels of beer. That's not enough beer. Not enough beer for 18 dwarves. They might run out after 20 years. You know, that's like too much of a risk to take. The dwarves suspend construction of the wall. Excellent. Just as I like it. Oh, we got even more cat soap. Okay, the cat soap keeps coming. Okay, Dark Young has become attached to his date palm wood crossbow, which means he's never going to drop it, which is pretty excellent. How is his hunting going, I wonder? So far, what's he now chasing? He's now chasing cavibores. So he's chasing guinea pigs. He's managed to strike one of them. I don't think he killed the pangolin, you know. I think the pangolin is just... Yeah, the pangolin's still sitting there, but he's decided to give up on that one. It was too difficult. Now he's going to chase these guinea pigs. Okay, so we do have a task for our miners. I know that we haven't really done much mining, but we do have a task for them. So what we want to do is we want to cut away the mountain here, because at the moment you can see that where our wall is very close to this. Very, very close to the edge of this mountain. Or this hill, rather. So we need to cut away from that, and we need to get rid of all of this, because at the moment a creature could jump into our fortress from here. They could stand here, right? They could stand here, and they could jump into the fortress from there. So we need to get rid of all of that and stop them from being able to do that. So we're going to carve into the mountain a little bit, but that's only to prevent them from being able to jump in. So that's fine there. Okay, do we have any more soap, or did we do all the soap? Okay, we've got a little bit of reindeer soap left. We've got a bar of reindeer soap left. So we'll just put that last bar of reindeer soap here. Oh, and the other thing that we need to do is we need to clear... Oh, look at that. The Intrepid Explorer is hunting. I don't think he's killed anything yet. Oh, he's killed... I think he's killed a cavibor. He's killed something. Oh, look at that. Okay, right, Dark Young. He's killed like 3 guinea pigs. Now he's going to bring those back to be butchered by the butcher, right? See, we're already getting returns on our hunting. Except, I have a feeling that cavibors are so small that they don't actually produce any fat. So I have a feeling that we can't actually get any soap from them, so it's entirely useless. But hey, right, that's like... That's fine. He's learning, he's actually gaining skills, so that's... Yeah, they're so small that literally the only thing they produce when they're butchered is skulls. They don't produce any meat, anything that you could use, so it's entirely useless killing them. But on the other hand, it's not that useless, because it actually makes him better at killing things in the long run. So, you know, if he can get those easy kills, then that'll actually improve his ambusher skill. And he'll be better at killing stuff later down the line. At the moment, he's currently a level 1 hunter, so he's a novice ambusher, is the skill. It's also useful as well, because if we ever wanted to transition him into the military, then he'll have some skill at shooting stuff. So that's always another bonus of doing that. Potash, marble, yeah, so because he hasn't killed anything that we can actually... we've got a lamb there, we've got another lamb there, we've got a ewe. Yeah, this lamb here is not grown up yet, so I don't think we'll butcher any of those. Our goslings need to grow up as well before we butcher. We do have a spare dog, so we could butcher one of our dogs. I'm going to butcher one of our dogs. The fortress needs more. The fortress needs more dog soap. Okay, we need to remove these ramps here. Alright, we need to mine this across here as well. So yeah, I mentioned Stellaris earlier. As far as my plans are at the moment, next week, I think they announced that the Stellaris DLC would come out on the Wednesday, right? So it's supposed to come out on the 29th of October. I think that's when they announced it, right? So someone can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure that it's the 29th of October is when they announced that they would be doing the Stellaris DLC. So what I'm planning to do at the moment is I'm planning to stream Stellaris on Wednesday, the day it comes out, and we'll hoping for a free streamer copy. I don't think I'll get one. I mean, at the moment, it's just like, you know, I'll buy the game when it comes out, if it, you know, and then I'll stream it when it comes out. But I'm pretty sure that it comes out on the 29th, so that's probably when I'll be streaming it. But yeah, I'm actually going to be right back real quick. Just 1 second. So I'm just going to go and be right back. Do I have a text thing to say be right back? I have loads of... Yeah, there we go. Okay. A low resolution be right back sign. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Man, the Banished soundtrack is so comfy. Oh my god. Alright, they're all butchering stuff, they're all getting everything ready. Yeah, it's going to be a bit quiet for these first few streams, I think. I don't think we're going to get that much going on. Have we got that book where the outpost liaison just refuses to leave? Oh, he's carrying a baby as well. What the hell? Wait, that's not the outpost liaison. That's one of our dwarves. That's Golden Deer. Golden Deer, who is the husband of Gnafel. I wonder what he's doing out here. Is he just depressed? Golden Deer. No, he hasn't got anything to do. A lot of our dwarves are feeling quite miserable because none of them have been able to pray. What I'm probably going to do is I'm going to assign temporary... I'm going to make some temporary temples. Now that's a word. That's a mouthful, isn't it? We're going to assign some... We're going to assign some temples down here, and we're just going to assign them to no particular deity, so that we've got like a general purpose temple, which the dwarves can go to, and we'll also make a couple of chests. So we'll make 2 wooden chests, and I'm also going to see what is the current instruments that we can make here. Instruments are weird because they're randomly generated. Instruments are. So you can't just tell them to go make a guitar or a kazoo or whatever kind of bloody thing you want. You have to find out what kind of instruments exist first and then see which ones you can actually manufacture. So I always forget where it is that they are. I'm pretty sure it's the Craft Dwarf Workshop, which is... I have to actually check the actual workshop first, but once I figured out which it is, then I'll be able to just do that forever. So, rock crafts... Make instrument. So we can make udils. The udil is a mid-sized handheld straight bone horn. The musician blows into the instrument and selects pitch by adjusting the slide. The instrument has nearly 4-octave range, going from a low to a high pitch. At all pitches, the instrument has a smooth involving timbre. It has 3 registers. And then the other one is the lumash. It's a mid-sized handheld conical ball bone. Oh, that's awful, that is. Right, so the only ones that... I mean, we've got these ones as well, but these ones require multiple parts. You know, and they all require bones and stuff. We're going to just make a bunch of these udils. We'll make like 5 udils. So hopefully... we don't have any dwarves who are bone carvers, do we? So I'm going to grab my... I'm going to grab my crafting dwarf, my woodcrafter, Mincot. Mincot is a great dwarven name. I love and we're going to tell Mincot over here that he's going to become a bone carver. He's probably never done it before, but hey, dwarves, they pick up on things pretty quickly. They learn on the job. Good evening. It might be a bit early for it, but are you going to have a magma forge in your fort? And if so, I assume it's going to be in the tower. Possibly and possibly. The rule is that we can only make workshops out of soap, right? And a magma forge is a kind of workshop. So the question is, can we make a magma forge out of soap? If we can do that, then we'll have a magma forge. That's the stipulation. I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to make one out of iron and just say, well, yeah. I think it's possible. I I might be wrong. I think it's possible. And I've got some ideas about this, which I'm happy to share them with people, but I think some people would prefer that I didn't say anything. They wouldn't want me to spoil my idea. They'd like to see me put it into action first. Yeah, I've got an idea about it anyway. Well, I mean, getting magma up a tower isn't hard. More tedious than anything, but that's a problem that's been solved ages ago. People have got all sorts of different ways that you can get things up towers like that. It certainly involves unique kinds of soap. I mean, like I say, I don't mind telling you what my plan is, because I think it'll be interesting to hear what people think about this. Maybe someone else has tried this before. But theoretically, there should be at least a handful of soaps that exist that you could make a magma forge out of. At least 2 kinds of soap that would work, possibly more. So we're going to try and make at least one of those kinds of soap. The problem is how do we get hold of the actual thing that we need? Soap. With very luckily, one of the 2 things that we soap are not that difficult to find, very difficult to get rid of, but they're around. They're not clowns. Before anyone asks, we're not talking about clowns. I'm talking about a different kind of creature. Although I think clown soap might work as well. But that's right. My stronghold. Let's put some Stronghold soundtrack on. Because Jake's been playing Stronghold, so I guess we'll go with the Stronghold banish. Stronghold soundtrack. God, that's loud. You know, there are a lot of creatures in the Dwarf Fortress world. Some of them have interesting properties, shall we say. Look at that, 13 bars of dog soap, and that's from 1 dog. 1 dog equals 13 pieces of wool. Dwarf soap manufacturing is very efficient, or at least it produces a lot of soap. The funny thing is that soap does actually have a use outside of wool manufacturing. So you actually do need soap in a regular fortress, right? Like it's not just this item that you can make that's like funny to make. It does have a purpose. There is a use for it, but dwarves can manufacture soap in such large quantities that you easily produce more soap than you will ever need in a single which is kind of where part of where the idea of Soap Fortress came from, because you can produce so much soap relatively easily. At least I'm trying to say that this is kind of what I'm trying to demonstrate here, just how easily you can make soap. And at the moment, we haven't even made any quarry bush soap, because at the moment we're just trying to get seeds, but we're kind of having trouble with that. Look at all these prepared meals that we're... And these are all quarry bushes. Well, look at bags here. It's such a shame that we don't have access to cotton. Cotton would have been great. Cotton is far better than quarry bushes ever will be. But unfortunately, we just weren't able to find any cotton on here. Hey, Sanctum, welcome. We're currently building the fortress out of soap, or at least trying to. So far, you can see that we've created kind of like an outer wall. and now we're just kind of finishing the wall off. We're trying to find new sources of soap. It's a little tricky. We don't have access to any cotton, which would have been ideal, and there aren't any olives either, which would have been even more ideal. Olives would have been the way to go if we had olives. Olives would be. Yeah, you can see here we haven't got anything here that we could do. If we had cotton seeds, then that would be dead easy. No seeds. Possibly you could grow them if we could get hold of the seeds from elsewhere. Yep, the rule is that anything that we can make out of soap will be made out of soap. So not only are we building the walls and the floors out of soap, we're also going to build. The bridges, workshops, everything out of soap that we can. Olive trees, yes, olive trees. Olives can be turned into soap, and it's the most efficient way of making soap in Dwarf Fortress. Olive soap is easy to make, and you can get a lot of olives very quickly. So it's a very good way of making soap. But unfortunately, the only way to do that is to have olive trees, and trying to actually find an embark where olive trees are present is easier said than done. You have to go through a lot of different worlds until you actually find... Well, not worlds, sorry. You have to go through a lot of different embarks until you find one that has olives, because you can embark in a place that has all the things that you would need in order to make olives, or the conditions that would be necessary for olive trees to grow, but that doesn't guarantee that olives are actually there. So olive trees are excellent for making soap. Cotton seeds, or flax, or kanath, they're all great for making soap as well. At a push, quarry bushes can be used for making soap, but quarry bushes are annoying because you need to... it's kind of difficult to get into, but they're just annoying for various reasons. The other way of making soap, obviously, is animals, and probably the most straightforward one other than olives. And you can see here that we have a lot of geese, and we're also buying animals and hunting them. So we bought animals from the traders whenever they come. You can see here we've got some leopard soap, dog soap, horse soap, cat soap, goose soap, reindeer soap, dog soap, all kinds of soap. This is all yak soap here. In fact, I can check here through the stock screen to see exactly how many kinds of soap are in the fortress. A neat little feature that you can just hear. 8 bars of goose soap, 6 bars of blue peafowl soap, 26 bars of dog soap, 14 bars of cat soap. Yeah, you can see the whole list there. A lot of soaps. Yeah, and the bags is the real thing that makes rock nuts a pain in the arse. Whereas with cotton, you don't need to. Cotton just needs to be processed into thread, and then you grind the excess cotton seeds into oil. That's why cotton would be far superior. So if the elves show up in spring and the elves have seeds with them, we might see if we can grow some cotton seeds. But I believe there's a bug when it comes to seeds. I think there's a bug with seeds where if you're getting seeds from outside the region through trade, that you actually can't use those to grow things. I don't know if that's true or not, but I have a feeling that's true. Yeah, I'm having a look, and I'm just having a look at the wiki real quick to see if my suspicions about seeds are true. It might be a farm plot bug. Dwarf Fortress has a lot of bugs to keep track of, honestly. You know what's going to happen, right? Right, I'm just going to talk a bit about this. What's going to happen is when... Yeah, these walls are made out of soap, Druid. The workshops are made out of soap as well. The only workshops that aren't made out of soap are the workshops that we had to build at the start of the fortress in order to begin producing soap. So we made exactly as many workshops as needed to be made in order to make the first bar of soap, and then after we've made those bars of soap, everything else that we can make out of soap is then made out of soap. So the walls are made out of soap, the gate is made out of soap, the other gate is made out of soap, the workshops are made out of soap, it's also soap. What's the meat supply? Geese. Geese. We have a lot of geese in here. But we're also purchasing animals from the traders whenever we're able to, and we're also hunting animals whenever we're able to, and we're also trying to set up a farming industry in order to farm quarry nuts or possibly cotton in order to set up a more stable soap supply. Yeah, so it looks like it should be fine actually. I think that we should be able to grow cotton seeds, so long as somebody brings cotton seeds with them. Pretty sure that if the traders bring cotton seeds with them, then we should be able to grow cotton. If the elves bring cotton seeds with them, or the humans possibly, there are humans as well. That would be ideal. So we're obviously going to have to check and see how they're doing. Also, we're getting hunter spam, which means that we ran out of ammo. So let's produce some more wooden bolts, and we'll just produce another. We'll just produce a stack of 20. Yeah, so that's 20 times 25 wooden bolts. That should be more than enough. Hemp seeds would also do. Literally any. It doesn't matter whether it's hemp seeds, cotton seeds, any of them, they're all the same basically. It's just about which kind of areas they'll grow in. And I know that cotton would grow here if we can get it. So that's why I'm talking about cotton so much. But yeah, we were just unfortunate. There was no cotton and there was no olive trees. The embark. Are you trying to suggest that a dwarf would do something as wasteful as smoke things? I mean, that's pretty wasteful. Dwarves are not about that kind of stuff. Well, maybe they are, I don't know. It would kind of explain some of their behaviour sometimes, perhaps. But, yeah, dwarves are, dwarves are fairly straight-laced people. It's like, the elves visit the fortress and then they're like, oh wow, you're producing loads of soap, are you going to bathe with it? And the dwarves are like, are you serious? Why would we ever waste soap in order to do something as daft as that? It's a perfectly good building material. We're building a fortress. And the elves say that we're mad. They say that dwarves are crazy. Can you believe that? Seriously? Like, these elves, they just don't get it. They just don't get it at all. Silly buggers. Man, this would be so much easier though if we had any of those things. Right, our goslings, our first lot of goslings here, you might not be able to see it because of the chat in a way, but our first set of goslings they should be ready in about a year. So we're going to butcher those as soon as they've grown up, and then we'll have a load of goose soap in order to, stock-wise, we've got plenty of food, plenty of seeds, plenty of drink. Dwarves are reasonable to a degree. I say to a degree. Darkyoung keeps cancelling hunting orders. What is he even hunting at the moment? Oh god, wild boars. That could kill him. But if he succeeds, he will get meat. So, fair play to him. So far, the only thing that he's killed are guinea pigs. So... Oh god, he tried to bite the pangolin earlier. After he tried to bash it to death with his wooden crossbow. I don't think Darkyoung's going to survive any of this. Where is he now? Where's the man himself? Picking up equipment. I'm going to see how many kills he's got. 2 units kills. Yeah, see, he's killed 3 guinea pigs so far in his hunting career. No other cloth plants around other than rope. It's not cloth. It's soap. It's soap. Rope reeds can't make soap. Otherwise, we would be manufacturing them. It's about soap manufacturing. Rope reed seeds can't be used to make soap. Or at least I don't think they can. We're actually growing rope reed, I think. No, we're not growing rope reed. Oh, we are growing rope reed. I think we're growing that in order to make cloth, because we need the cloth in order to make bags. That was the rationale. But not because we can make soap from them. Winter is a pretty dead season for us. Fortunately, although the fortress has existed for about 2 years now. Okay, so I mean, he has managed to do some damage to that wild boar. You can see the wild boar's blood all over the place here. So he's obviously managed to hit it at least a couple of times. Her left rear and leg is cut open. Her left rear and leg is bruised. Right. Where's Mr. Darkyoung now? Or has he run out of ammo already? I mean, that might also be it. Oh no, I think he's chasing the other ones. He's not very good at hunting, you see. I guess we could have given him a dog. But then we'd have to train a hunting dog. I guess we could try and do that. That's another thing I don't normally bother doing. Like, one of the beauties of setting like restrictions like this is that it encourages you to think of new ways to do things. Hunting is just something I never bother with in fortresses. It's such a pain normally. But here it's actually quite useful, provided that he can actually find anything to kill. But supposing he can do that, then yeah. What do we use for trading? Prepared food. We have a lot of beer and we have a lot of food. So we use prepared food. Prepared food is ridiculously valuable. We can create roasts pretty easily because we have a... Look here, look at our stocks. Plants. Right, yeah, we got all these plants. We got loads of plants. And oh God, where am I? I'm not in there actually. I'm looking for raw ponto. I don't know where we got those from. Basically, we got a lot of food, and we're selling food in order to do stuff. So if we look in our kitchen, you can see here. Quarry bush leaves, 114 quarry bush leaves. So we just cook all the quarry bush leaves. My next fortress will be a meat emporium. Wish there was a magma kitchen. I mean, dwarves only ever make 3 kinds of food anyway. They make roasts, they make... What do they make other than roasts? They make roasts, biscuits, and I can't remember what the third one is. Roasts, biscuits, and something else. Have you managed to kill anything yet, other than just... no, you still haven't killed... I think that wild boar is like slowly choking to death on its own vomit, but he still hasn't managed to finish it off. Oh yeah, dwarven cooking is like entirely foodless. It's very advanced. Dwarves are very good at cooking. No fuel, nothing. It's just the dwarf just chop. They just mince stuff, right? Biscuit, stews, and roasts. Yeah, I think that's it. Like how a dwarf makes a stew without ever heating anything up is like one of God's mysteries, but somehow they find a way. Look at him just chasing these boars through the I wonder how much. What's his current level of hunter? I'm just gonna check and see. He's currently level 2 hunter. He's an adequate ambusher, so he's learning. He's improving on the job. He just hit it again. Slow down. If he'd just fallen conscious, then he'd be able to get the kill. Or if I gave him a heavier crossbow. Because he runs out of ammunition, and then he goes walking back, and then I think he just goes shooting at a different one each time. So he's probably hit all of these at least a couple of times, and they're all like slowly dying. But he hasn't actually focused on any particular one. Like here, there's another one here. This one actually hasn't been hit yet. Yeah, quarry bush leaves are great, and you can get them in such high quantities, and we grow them anyway. We grow them anyway because eventually we want to make soap out of rock nuts. Although at the moment we can't because it's winter. But come spring, we want to turn some of these excess seeds here. So in fact we can probably do some now. So we could do, let's say we did 10. So 10 press. Oh, what is it? I forgot. It's been so long since I've done this. Make soap from oil, press and job. Press liquid from paste. What is it? You have to... Oh my god, it's been so long since I've made soap this way that I've forgotten how to do it. Sorry, I have to look it up. There's a whole thing. Mill seeds. Yeah, you have to mill seeds first, right? Mill seeds, nuts to paste. Do that 10 times. Details. Okay, we can't say what kind of seeds, but I'm gonna guess that we can only make. They'll only take rock nut seeds in order to do it anyway. So they turn it into rock nut paste. Don't have 10 dwarves doing that, and we have got some presses as well. Meditate on suicide. Excellent. God, all of our dwarves are currently praying downstairs. Eventually they'll have a proper above ground temple made out of soap. Maybe we'll get some marble chests in it because they'll be the same colour as the soap walls. Yeah, there's a wild boar. There's a wild boar there that's like slowly choking to death. I don't think Dark Young's killed it just yet, right? Could use soap for 4 tiles? We will use soap for 4 tiles. Druids Mead. This isn't going to be in a below ground fortress. This is an above ground fortress. We're going to build a tower of soap. We're going to rise high above the world, and we're going to look down at the elves who are going to smell bad because they live in trees, and we live in a tower made out of soap. So yeah, we're going to laugh at them. We're going to laugh and laugh and laugh. When the zombies are knocking on their doors and goblins are burning down their forest retreats, the elves are going to come to us and they're going to beg to let us inside our fortress of soap, and we're just going to laugh at them. We're going to say, we don't want you to contaminate our beautiful soap. That's what we're going to do. But yeah, that is the purpose of soap fortress. Nice constructed soapy fortifications. Aye. Indeed. What we really need to do is we need to figure out a way to get lava on top of the soap tower and then pour it down on some elves below. But that is such a long-term project. That's something that would take forever to do. But I mean, it's possible. Oh, we've even got some more soap that I didn't realize I had. We got some dog soap that we can just make some more warm over here. Oh, not upstairs. I don't need any stuff. Cowper 1, I am alive as well, indeed. Kittens are big enough, chicks aren't, but we can just wait for the kittens to grow up into cats. That's, because they'll produce more anyway. Hey, Tree and Monkey, welcome. I've just been kind of talking about what we're planning. It's pretty quiet at the moment because, there's not a whole lot that's going on in the fortress. We're mostly just waiting for tasks to get done. But yeah, at the moment we are making we're planning the fortress of soap, right? That's what we're doing. Milling. Oh, we don't have anyone assigned to mill. Okay, and let's assign somebody. So we'll then have somebody who's going to come and mill some. He's going to go mill some stuff. And goslings are growing up. Dark Young is still trying desperately to kill some wild boars. We've got some lambs that we could kill. They're not grown up yet. So we've got a ewe. We've got a spare ewe. We might kill. I'm going to leave those for now because I just want them to get bigger first. At the moment, we're making the vast majority of our soap via butchery, but we're slowly building up a farm for rock nuts, and we're making soap out of rock nuts in the future. But at the moment, most of our soap is just coming from animals that we're killing, butchering, trading for, etc., etc. But the plan is to make soap out of plants eventually. We're also hoping that the elves will bring us some seeds for cotton or any other kind of thing that we can make into soap quickly, because we don't have access to any other than rock nuts at the moment, which is a pretty unreliable way of making it. You can see here, we got this small farm plot, but it's not enough at all. So far we haven't even been able to make any. I think we're making our first little bit of soap out of them now. This dwarf here is milling some excess rock nuts into paste. And then once he's done that, we'll be able to turn that paste into oil. And then we'll be able to do the oil with the plants, and then, you know, we'll get 10 bars of soap from rock nuts, and that'll be the first rock nut soap in the fortress. But yeah, that is unfortunately the position that we're in. We need cotton, flax, hemp, or canaf. Those are the four. If we can get any one of those, then that'll be fine. Hemp, canaf, flax, or cotton. Olives would also work, but we can't get olives. It's impossible. So it has to be one of the. Okay, so that's that. So he's going to press those. I mean, you'll end up with. He'll make a whole bunch of seed cakes, I believe. Press liquid from paste. We want that task as well. So press liquid from paste. Do that 10 times. And then we're going to need to have make soap from oil 10 times as well. So make soap from oil 10 times. And then that's going to be that. We're going to get loads of notification spam about how they haven't got all the materials yet, but we do that anyway. I see it says you have graduated in international law. That's so interesting. I graduated in international business management studies, but I know about international law in coterm. So basically, I know nothing about international law. I studied international human rights law specifically, so I don't actually know that much about international business or trade. But I studied things like human rights, humanitarian law, all those kind of things. So if you've got any questions about those, then I usually have answers or strong opinions. It depends what you ask me. I do have some strong opinions, as I'm sure that people in the chat can attest. But yeah, that's what I studied. And sometimes I like to talk about it. Depends how I feel. Oh my god. Right, okay, here we go. So the dwarf is making some liquid. He's actually making some rock nut paste into liquid. So we end up with a bunch of byproducts from that, and what I'm going to do is we're going to go over here. We do not want them to ever cook rock nut oil. Although it says rock nut here, it doesn't actually mean rock nuts. You know, it actually should say rock nut paste. Sorry, rock nut paste cake. We're fine with them cooking those. They're worthless. They're absolutely awful. And we'll have like 1 billion of them sitting in the fortress by the time we're done, because it's a byproduct of making soap this way. So if they cook them, then that's fine. I really don't care. Just get rid of them basically. Or we can sell them to the elves. That's the alternative, which is always fun. Maybe in return for an elephant or something interesting, we can just give them a bunch of pressed wax. You see, dwarves don't make candles, so there's like no wax. Serves almost exactly zero purpose, unless you're making wax crafts. But even this paste cakes, they can't be made into wax. So yeah, they're entirely useless. They're just the byproduct of the soap making process. Okay, yeah, we got our first bars of soap there. I'm gonna wait until we got all 10 of them. Tactica and Tactics, if you're still here, congratulations! You have given birth to a beautiful baby boy. I don't know if he's still here, but if he is, congratulations. You have a child. Another child. This fortress is full of children already. All of these have been born here. They're all little babies. Endok Crafted Rapids is the name of the baby. So the completely naked baby is here. We can have a look at Endok. He is the son of Tactica and Tactics and Dr. Kelt. He's a worshipper of Nokor and an ardent worshipper of Nokor. He has very long sideburns. So yeah, he was born with sideburns. Tactica and Tactics, he's got a little baby. We got 4 babies in the fortress. Currently we have nothing that we can do with them. Actually, that's your second kid, Tactica and Tactics. Just checking that out. You've got 2 kids. So congratulations on all the babies. I'm not going to be able to guarantee that they'll actually live very long. I mean, you know, the dwarf children, they don't tend to live very long. But hey, if they survive, then that's some more dwarves in the fortress, right? We just have to wait 12 years before they'll do anything useful. And we're going to have to get them clothes and do all this other junk. Oh my god, such a hassle. Okay, and let's get some rock nut soap walls up here. There we go, the first little bit of this 3 walls there, the first bit of plant-based soap that we have in this entire fortress, just along that wall there. So that's a good start. Hopefully, I mean, it's winter soon, so it's going to be spring shortly, so hopefully we're going to get the elves turning up, because we need to get more soap this year. We want to finish the wall by the end of this year so that we can close the fortress down if anything bad appears, because there's no way we can defend ourselves at the moment. None of these dwarfs have military equipment, none of them are in a position to defend themselves. We just need to be able to hold up and wait, basically, and be in a position where we can sustain ourselves internally. So that means that we desperately need more walls, basically. Don't forget as well, we need to not only do we need this wall to be complete, we also need to build a lip over the wall, because goblins can climb walls, so we need to have a way to stop them from climbing on top of the wall. Which means that we then need to put like a barrier around the wall to prevent them from being able to do that. Kind of like a floor over the top. So there's got to be a floor all the way around here. So all the way down here. You know, this all has to be floored, and that will prevent the goblins from being able to climb up the wall. And then we've also got to cut down all the trees that are surrounding the fortress. Because at the moment, like these group of trees here, which we should cut down, I'll do that now before I forget. They're in such a position that a dwarf or goblin could stand on top of these trees, jump into the fortress. So we need to get rid of them. That is depth. That's water. So the reason why some of it's different colours is because there's stuff in it. So you can see here that this has got, well, it's willow fruit actually. It's fruit from the trees that's falling into it. And the red is blood, because oh my god, this deserves a celebration. Mr. Dark Young has actually managed to kill something. Congratulations, Dark Young. He didn't take it to be butchered, which means it's probably just going to rot wherever it is. Well, actually no, I think it was butchered. Congratulations, Mr. Dark Young. And congratulations, Mr. Botor Car, for following as well. Greatly appreciate it. But yeah, the numbers of depth. 7 is the highest depth. So you can see here, there's this river here, and that goes up to 7. So that's how deep it is. So it's 1 to 7. But yeah, thanks for the follow. Greatly appreciate it. You picked an interesting time to join us. We should have some like tallow, right? Wild boar tallow. Yes, 5 little bits of wild boar tallow. So that's 5 bars of wild boar soap that we're going to get, thanks to the efforts of one Dark Young. Congratulations, Dark Young, wherever you are. You continue to meditate on order. I think you've earned it. So where is he actually? Let's have a look at our. Killed 1 wild boar. The first of many to come, I hope. I can't wait until he tries to kill a cheetah and then gets killed by the cheetah instead. I keep having this premonition that that's what's going to happen here. Oh, as well, just to explain about water. So this is a brook. So this is a brook on the side of the fortress wall. A brook is a river, but the dwarves are able to walk across it. That's the only difference. They're able to walk across it. If they dig or channel down, then they actually break like the magic seal that exists over the brook, and then they can't walk across it anymore. Water physics in Dwarf Fortress is very confusing. So yeah, the only way that I can understand it is as if like a wizard has cast a spell over this river, which allows people to walk over it. But a dwarf could at any moment haphazardly ruin that forever. So yeah. That's something to keep in mind. Drunk Dutchman has given birth to a girl. I think Drunk Dutchman already had a kid as well, so now we've got 5 babies in the fortress. And unfortunately, we don't have a volcano. Unfortunately, we don't have a volcano. So that means that we're going to have to look after the children ourselves, instead of giving them up to the gods to look after for us. I mean, there are other methods for baby removal, but the volcano is the most expedient method. And I'm not joking as well; it really is. I'm saying this from a position of experience, right? I'm saying this from a position of a lot of experience. The volcano is the preferred method. Got a lot of advantages. Although actually bridges are also excellent, but volcanoes are, I think, preferable. However, but then again, they have to be at least a little bit old before. Yeah, they have to be about 2 years old before we can really do anything about them. Wouldn't a lake be sufficient? No, not at all. That is a beginner mistake, Mr. Flying Land Duck. That is a beginner mistake at all. You are risking so much by drowning them in a lake, because basically, when a dwarf sees a dead relative, okay, there's like 3 statuses for a dwarf. There is alive, missing, and dead, right? Alive, missing, and dead. So long as the baby is considered to be missing, then the mother won't get that upset about it, right? You get what I'm saying? But if the baby accidentally falls into a lake, right, then the mother might see it, or another dwarf might see it, and then that missing baby might suddenly become a dead baby, right? Do you understand where I'm getting at? So by putting them into the lava tube, there's very little risk that they'll ever be found. My first major loss in my current fort, a dozen of my dwarves tried to make a dwarven hand chain across a volcano to get to a giant vulture they wanted to kill and fail. Yeah, volcanoes are tricky. I've had lots of I've had dwarves just like jump. I had a fortress where there was a volcano, and the lip of the volcano was not very high up, so the dwarves were building on top of it, like outside on top of the volcano. Atom Smasher would also work. That's also a good way of doing it. But yeah, anyway, but they were on top of the volcano, and one of the dwarves who was standing on top of the volcano, like on the rim, he saw a magma crab, right? He saw a magma crab, and he was like, "Oh no, this magma crab is charging straight at me." So you know what he did? You know what he did? He dived out of the way of the magma crab, headfirst into the lava, and that was the end of him. I mean, hey, the magma crab did not get him. He avoided the magma crab quite successfully, but unfortunately, we couldn't recover any of him. That was the end of his life. So yeah. Okay, yeah. Now let's set. Now we can use some of this wild boar soap that we got. 6 bits of wild boar soap. That's amazing. Well done, Dark Young. Caving Collapse would also work as well, just to round that up. But I think Magma is... I mean, Magma has the benefit of also being hilarious. There is one rule about Magma as well, right? There is one rule about Magma, and there's... I guess you could call it a bug, or it's just something to be aware of. If you drop more than one child into Magma at the same time, then what can happen is that one child can hit the magma before the other child does, and then the child that is still mid-air will report the other child as being dead, and then that one will then die. So one of the children will be reported as being dead and not just missing. So you got to be careful of that as well. I think it's a pretty rare occurrence, but it can happen. So just be aware of these things. Then after they fell in, the magma misset my entire map. Oh my god, that is nasty. That is. The worst one with magma, with volcanoes actually, is when you reclaim any fortress with a volcano on it. You just can't reclaim them, basically. Why is this dwarf just standing here? What are you doing, Dark Young? What are you trying to do, Dark? You're just standing where the wall needs to go. Oh, oh my god, okay. So Dark Young fell asleep on top of where I'm trying to build the wall, which is why they haven't been able to build there. Put me in, all 3 port says. I thought you were already in. Okay, in terms of dwarves that we got, we currently have a bunch of farmers and herbalists who are free and available. We have a woodworker. We have a craftsman. We have 5 dwarven babies. So if you want to be a dwarven baby or 3 port, you can be one of those. But those are we really don't have that many more dwarves available at the moment. So take your pick, basically, farmer or craftsman. Those are your option, or baby. Yeah, no, you don't have any other dwarves. I just checked. But yeah, the fortress itself survived, and the map is slowly. Kalpa also wants a dwarf. What kind of dwarf do you want, Kalpa? Do you want a baby or a craftsman or a farmer? There's only 1 craftsman, so there are 5 babies. Sorry, Old Freeport has taken the crafts dwarf, so he gets to be the crafts dwarf. Sanctum wants to be the oldest baby, which would be Ingish Odothmathlon. So you can be him, Sanctum. Although your name's too long, so I'm just going to go with Spirit Stone, if that's alright. And Kalpa... Oh, Sanctum. I can go with Sanctum instead. Go with that. Sorry, I'm doing this in Dwarf Therapist, so you can't actually see it. Kalpa... Okay, Kalpa, you can be the youngest baby. How about that? There you go. Yeah, there you go. So we got Kalpa here... We've got Sanctum and Old Freeport's the Crass Dwarf, who's currently meditating on suicide, which is an entirely normal thing that a dwarf does, and I'm not even joking, it is normal. It's pretty dwarven behaviour. Most of the dwarves in this fortress worship a god of suicide. I think his name is Mokor or Nokor or something like that. So yeah, like DDR Jake here, he is currently relations. He's married to the drunk Dutchman. What are his God, look at all his relatives. Where's his gods? Oh my god, this guy's got so many deities. I think it's Nokor, yeah. Yeah, the god of suicide. Most of the dwarves here worship the god of suicide. And nobody's died yet. We've had no deaths yet. This has been a death-free fortress. I will be keeping track of dead dwarves as soon as we get some. So we'll have our customary counters on the bottom. I still have some of them saved from previous fortresses, by the way. So yeah, we'll have our counters at the bottom eventually, depending on circumstances. But yeah, we'll have a dead dwarf counter. For people who are just joining us, by the way, the rule when it comes to dwarves in the fortress is that every fortress you're allowed to have one dwarf. If you die, you don't get a second one. So yeah, that is the rule. What do you mean it's a mess? It's such a readable screen. That's easy to read. Look, we can see from this that here that Tactica and Tactics likes others in occult culture. She's a big fan of silver, milk opals, giant cave spider silk, jute fabric, coffins, swan men for their beauty. Tactica and Tactics, you're a big fan of swan men. And when possible, you prefer to eat llama cheese and tomato wine. There can only be one. Do you mean there can only be swan? Sorry, that was really bad. That was really, really, really bad. Oh, we don't have any more soap? I thought we still had soap. I didn't realise I'd actually used all the soap. Kitchen, stocks, justice, kitchen, No, rock, well, yeah, we can cook those. Alright, we should probably start cooking some lavish meals again. Prepare melt lavish meals 10. I've still got loads of drink. It is a beautiful rainbow of words indeed. It's quite glorious. You kind of get used to it though, once you've played enough, you can kind of find... What are the odds that this fortress ever has tomato wine? Very, very unlikely. It's not something that you should rely on in order to satisfy their needs. Dwarves like all sorts of weird things, and a lot of the stuff that they like is just impractical to get hold of. So, Tactica and Tactics is the one who likes tomato wine, but like DDR Jake here, for example, he is a fan of nickel, silver, brown zircons, what kind of food does he like though? He prefers to consume squid, tapir cheese, and Kaniwa beer. He also hates cave spiders, so yeah, that's like my old Freeport here, for example. He is a fan of... He prefers to consume asparagus, passion fruit wine, and sand pears. He absolutely detests rats. We just had... God damn, man. Golden Deer, can you stop having children, please? My fortress is... My child to adult ratio is getting a bit absurd here. Ow. I'm gonna tell you something really shocking about dwarves and Dwarf Fortress. You ready to hear this? You're not gonna like this, but it's true. You ready? Some dwarves like elves for their grace. Some dwarves like elves for their grace. You can get dwarves who like elves as a thing that they like. It's true. I've seen it myself. I've seen it with my own eyes. Every dwarf will be a fan of at least one kind of metal. Old Freeport. There are psychopaths in every species. That is true. I guess that's one way to look at it. Alright, some dwarves can be fans of creatures that don't even exist. So there are certain creatures that only exist on paper, like fanciful creatures. So centaurs are an example. Centaurs don't actually exist in Dwarf Fortress, but you can find them in statues and things like that. And dwarves can like them. And there's a few others that are like that. I mean, like the things that elves like are just really weird. So I'm just trying to find some more examples. So like, I don't know. This wood, Drunk Dutchman. He likes sterling silver, citron wood, polar bear leather. He likes to eat clownfish, cranberry wine, hemp seeds, and persimmons. He also likes spore trees for their raining spores. And water buffaloes for their water wallowing. So yeah. Tin is an incredibly brilliant metal. We love tin on this stream. We're big fans of tin actually. So yeah, don't go bad mouthing tin around here. One of the walls there. Upstairs. Yeah, there's actually we figured this out a while back. There are actually 4 elements that make up the world of Dwarf Fortress. 4 elements, 4 fundamental elements, and those 4 fundamental elements are tin, sludge, soap, and I can't remember what the last one was. But tin, sludge, and soap were 3 of them anyway. I think the last one was fire, or maybe it was magma. No, I think it was zinc actually. It might have been zinc. No, these are all things from fortresses that we've done. So there was Tin Fortress, there was Sludge Fortress. Oh my god, Sludge Fortress. Now, if ever there was a tale of sad in Dwarf Fortress and Sludge Fortress, I don't know what it is. I think that was the saddest fortress we've ever... It's not a tale that the Jedi would tell you. Ash or coal bars, possibly. But yeah, so Sludge Fortress. Sludge Fortress was a fortress that was built in a haunted biome. But the only thing that was unique about the biome was the fact that it rained sludge. That's why it was called Sludge Fortress, right? It was a biome where it rained sludge. Oh my god, we've actually got... He killed a stork? How did he manage that? I would have thought it had just flown away. Congratulations to Dark Young, you were getting very good at killing things. He killed a stork, so we're going to get some storks, so... Anyway, Sludge Fortress. So Sludge Fortress was built in a land where it rained sludge. That's why it was called Sludge Fortress. And we actually got quite far into the fortress. We had a fortress that had about 60 to 70 dwarves in it. Quite an impressive fortress. Pretty standard fortress. Only unique thing about it was it rained sludge all the time, everywhere. Right. Okay, I don't know why it's telling me this. Is this going to be an issue? Who the hell is Zolban Waxed Hoist? It hasn't made a bunch of my dwarves into no. No, it hasn't. Oh my... Thank God. Right, why did it tell me that? Ooh. I don't know who Zolban Waxed Cloistered is. I don't even know who the contested Quakes are. Is that our faction? Is that a civilization? Hold on. Holdings. So we're here. The Honest Key is the Sabers of Defense. Unless it's like, I mean, is it a site government over here? The contested Quakes, yeah, it's a hillocks all the way over here. Why are they telling us about that? Alright, whatever. I don't care. Right. Yeah. The sludge might have melted everyone's face off. Well, the thing about the sludge was, and this is kind of the tragedy of the story, we built this beautiful fortress. We had like 70 dwarves in it, and I was just assigning my first militia. And at this point I hadn't built a hospital. So I hadn't built a hospital because I was being lazy, and building a hospital is annoying, so I was going to do it last, right? It's going to be the last thing that I built in the fortress. So I hadn't built the hospital yet, and I was assigning dwarves to the militia, and I thought, hey, we got these well-equipped militia dwarves. Let's go send them into the caverns to go fight. So we picked a few of them, we sent them into the caverns, and they come across a cave crocodile. Try as they might, none of these dwarves could hit this damn cave crocodile. Not a single dwarf. They were just swinging at it. Every swing was a miss. Just incapable of hitting this damn thing. Try as hard as they might. So they were trying as hard as they could to hit this cave crocodile. No such luck. I was thinking, Christ, they can't all be that bad, right? They should, at least one of them should be able to hit it. So I called them back out. And I don't think that much of it. But then I decided it's time to build a hospital because some of my dwarves got injured by the cave crocodile. So I do as you do. You press I, you designate a zone, and you say, I don't know, let's say we're building a hospital here. Designate the hospital zone, right? First thing that you do when you build the hospital. Can you guess what happened next? Can anybody guess what happened next after I designated a hospital zone? I don't think anyone will be able to, but it was quite extraordinary. The moment I designated a hospital in Sludge Fortress, the moment I put it down, every dwarf in the fortress, and I mean every single dwarf, because at some point every dwarf had been outside, every dwarf had been in the sludge, every single one. Every dwarf in the fortress, all like 70 dwarves in the fortress, they all immediately rushed to the hospital and sat down in it. They all sat in the hospital waiting to be healed. Then I realised something was really, really wrong with the fortress. There's literally... Because with tiles, dwarves can sit on the same tile so long as they're all lying down. It was 70 dwarves stacked on a single tile. Just waiting in the hospital. Even like the dwarves I'd assigned to be medical dwarves were doing it. and looked at them, and looked at the medicine stream, and looked at the dwarves. Every single one of the dwarves was blind. The sludge had blinded them. They were all blind, and I didn't even realize it at the time when I was building the fortress. But the sludge had slowly made them all go blind. I knew that it was unpleasant. I knew that it was you know, sometimes they get burns from it and stuff. But I didn't realize that. Yeah, they're all of them just blind. Just a stack of blind dwarves lying on top of each other, waiting for another dwarf to appear to administer them treatment. And because every dwarf was waiting to be administered treatment, that meant that none of them could actually administer treatment. So that was the story of Sludge Fortress, and that was the end of the fortress. Because at that point, although we could have continued, I mean, there was no way in hell we were going to be able to build a functioning military, especially with all our dwarves lying there waiting to be seen. So yeah, that was Sludge Fortress, and after that we well, yeah, after that was it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the story of Sludge Fortress. That was one of the many fortresses we built over the years. Well, not over the years, but at least on the stream. Oh, they tried to fight. They just weren't able to do it. You know, they tried their best. You know, gotta give them credit. You know, they got told to go fight and they tried, but it turns out the dwarves who can't see aren't very good at hitting things. Right, so we did butcher a white stork. Did we? We haven't accidentally turned the stork into meal, have we? Might have done. Decent chance of it. I mean, if I don't see the fat in here, I'm going to assume that that's all lying here. I'm pretty sure that this is a stockpile for. I should probably name all my stockpiles so I remember. Yeah, this is a fat stockpile, so there should be tallow in here. So if there was tallow, it would be. Yeah, there's a bunch of roasts and stuff in here. There shouldn't be any roasts, but let's leave them in there for now. It's a massive stockpile. Well, has he actually butchered it, the white stork? Or maybe the white storks are so small that they don't leave any goods when they're butchered. Oh, there's a white stork corpse here. I guess it hasn't been butchered. Is that butcher busy? Yeah, he must be busy. What's our butcher doing? Who is our butcher? Mr. Butcher is Dr. Kelty's currently preparing. Okay, he's preparing meals, right? Yeah, that's why he's not butchering. Let's go here. We're going to suspend that task. Let's just remove that task. We don't need to prepare any lavish meals right now, and I'd rather get the soap. So he'll actually butcher that white stork, so we can get some white stork soap. So probably not that much, maybe like a couple plus. Maybe he'll kill an albatross next. That'd be pretty cool. Pretty cool. He could be like the ancient mariner. The ancient mariner, sorry. So it's going to be anywhere between 2 and 6 bars of soap. That's how many bars of soap we're going to get from the white stork. Anybody got any guesses as to how many bars of soap? How many bars of soap he's going to produce from it? Oh god, the sodding elves are here. Alright. Time for us to negotiate with the elves. Time for us to trade with these bastards. Right, let's move some goods over. Right, I want to trade them food, so prepared meals. We're going to trade them the prepared food pots because it's just a pot of food that's got it's a pot, so they're not going to get upset if we trade them pots. Whereas if we tried to trade them anything else, they would probably get really upset about it. Made out of ethically sourced material. They don't like wood. They only like wood when they make wood. Sludge causing blindness is randomized. It's a random effect of weather in the game. So if you try and make your own Sludge Fortress, you're not guaranteed to get blinding sludge. You could get other kinds of sludge. So you could get zombie sludge. You could get sludge that turns dwarves into zombies with contact. I think you can anyway. I'm not sure if you can with sludge. I know you can get zombifying weather. Very dangerous places in order to embark. Haunted zone. You have no idea what the weather's going to do. And it could do all sorts of... Oh, the pot's made out of wood as well. Oh my god. We can't trade any of the food then. If we try and trade them the pots of food, then they'll get really upset because the pot's made out of wood. So we'll see what they got first anyway. Maybe we can trade them something else. They got a tiger, they got a dingo, they got an armadillo. We'll take all of those. They got a jumping spider, pond turtle. We don't need either. Can't actually push it. They got a slug in a cage. Right, the main thing is seed. Do they have any good seed? Let's see seed. Nope, they don't have any seeds at all. Excellent. Nothing. Useless buggers. They don't have anything useful other than just some animals. I guess we'll kill a tiger. Let's give them some stuff in return for the tiger. Yeah, evil clouds. They don't always zombify dwarves. They can do. They can have other effects as well. Although I think zombifying is like one of the most common, if not the most common. And they can make them into... There's like multiple kinds of zombies now as well. So that's also part of that. Marble crown, marble earring, marble bracelet, marble crown, marble figurine of a dwarf. Let's have a look at what the figurine is. It's just an image of a dwarf. An image of dwarves. The artwork relates to the foundation of this fortress. Okay. A marble earring and a marble figurine of a forgotten beast. We'll also sell them a... Well, there's a rotten sock. Have the rotten sock as well, if they'd like that. We'll buy the tiger, the dingo, and the armadillo boar. And that should actually be good enough. There we go. They don't have anything else that I want. Most of the crap that they bring is entirely worthless, so we'll just sell them the rotten sock and a bunch of marble stuff in order to get that. You see, they didn't bring... I mean, maybe did they bring brought a finger lime? No, they just haven't brought anything. Candle nuts, you can't make those into soap. Macadamia nuts, also useful. Bitter oranges, limes. We get limes? No, lime trees can't grow trees, so you can't get limes. It's worthless as well. They bought a bunch of crutches with them, which is typical of the elves. They're always relying on crutches in order to survive. I wonder if someone mods and makes a soap weapon. Possibly. I don't know how well that would work, but I mean, somebody could do it. I don't think soap is very heavy, so a weapon made out of soap would probably be very useless. And I don't think it's very sharp either, so it would also be very useless if got an implement. I mean, there are ways you could weaponize soap. You know, there is a way that you could weaponize it fairly straightforward. And that would be to build like a collapsing soap corridor. 6 bars of white stalk soap. Thank you very much. I will gladly use that soap to make this. So yeah, you could do that. That'd be one way of doing it. So you build a corridor out of soap and then you set it up to collapse if anything comes through. Then anything that steps into the soap corridor, you can then just collapse the corridor on top of them, crushing them to death underneath a barrage of soap. Alternatively, you could try and build a soap shotgun. You would set up a minecart rail track with where it would end, and then at the end the cart would hit a wall and then the soap would go flying through the wall, smacking to death anything that was coming. Can you make soap mechanisms? Unfortunately, no. Mechanisms cannot be made out of soap. You can make grates out of soap. Well, you can make bars out of... You can make like soap bars and things like that, but the things you can make out of soap are pretty limited. At some point, when we get access to silver or tin, or any of those other kind of metals that have the same similar appearance to soap, then we'll also make things out of those in order to kind of complement the whiteness of the fortress. But yeah, we've almost created the wall of the fortress. Now we're just kind of waiting until we've got everything else. We've got the tiger, the dingo, and the armadillo boar. I'm going to butcher all 3 of those. I remember one fortress, I think it was Tin Fortress, we were breeding dingoes. Or was it some other creature? We were breeding something anyway, I can't remember what it was. Maybe dingoes. We had a load of them inside the mayor's office, that was it. We were breeding dingoes inside the mayor's office. As you do. I mean, where else would you grow them, right? Not really anywhere else for it. I mean, if I wanted to finish this wall off faster, I could tear down part of this inner wall, because that doesn't actually need to be built yet. I only built this here because I was covering up these 2 tables. Tables need to be indoors, you can't build a table outside, so that means that they have to be under a roof, and that's why I built that little bit of roof there, in order to build those tables. And we needed the tables in order to set up some... Not that we have any nobles, mind you, just that we, well, it depends what you consider. They have a giant wren? I didn't realise they had a giant wren. I didn't see that the first time. Oh, they do. Oh, God, they do. God, a giant wren could actually give us a lot of soap. How much soap could we get from one giant wren? That could be like an entire wall of soap, depending on how big they are. 11. We could get 11 bars of soap from a giant wren. Wait, is that a female giant wren? I mean, we could try and start a breeding program for them, but I don't think that that's a good idea. Right, I don't think there's anything that I could trade for it either. Unless I get more rock crafts, I guess. Yeah, we'll have them make some more crafts out of rock. I mean, that's probably the best thing to do. Okay, so we've got all that going along. We've butchered the dingo. We butchered the tiger. I mean, I'm surprised nobody's told me off for killing the tiger. I would have thought that some people would be like, no, you should keep the tiger alive, put it up somewhere. But we need soap more than we need tigers. So I'm not about to keep a pet tiger just because it's a tiger. You know, I need soap. And that's what I need. More than any amount of tigers in the world. I would trade all the tigers in the world for the amount of soap that we would need in order to. That's our position on tigers. That's the official position on tigers for this. There we go. We're doing that. Right, stocks. No, I don't want kitchen. Meat, tiger tallow, don't cook tiger tallow. Yeah, look at that, 13 bars of soap from one tiger. One tiger is the equivalent of 13 bars of soap. That is, you know, that is an insane amount of soap that we can make from that. We can almost finish the wall, I think, with that much soap. The other thing that we do need to do as well, actually. I need to set up some mechanisms. So first of all, I'm going to build a. We've already got the mechanisms built. I literally just need a dwarf to come for me, before I forget to do this. So, sorry, T, then L. We'll put one lever here, which we made out of marble. So we're going to put a marble mechanism here, and we'll put another lever. We'll put another lever here, next to the workshop, right? That's where they're going to go. How much stone for each piece of wall? Stone? No stone. None at all. Soap is all soap. Flying land duck. It's 1 piece of soap for 1 piece of wool. So 13 bars of tiger soap equals 13 bits of wool. Pack animals are usually full adults. They yield 30 tal each. Are you suggesting that we should attack the elves and steal their pack animals? I mean, it's possible to do that, but I'm going to avoid antagonizing the elves, at least until I've gotten hold of cotton seeds. Or some other kind of seeds. And then at that point I might consider antagonizing them. Oh god, let's be honest, I will antagonize them at some point. That's what I do every fortress. But we're gonna avoid antagonizing them for now. And then later on we will no doubt antagonize them. Where's our mechanic at? I think our mechanic's probably busy doing some more. Oh, he's currently sleeping, Mr. Dark Young, our mechanic. Sleeping out under the rocks. Oh, there's a wild armadillo boar over here as well. Looks like he's been trying to kill the armadillo boar for quite some time. I wonder if it's any more difficult than killing a pangolin. Oh my. Ah, yes, okay, excellent. Some of our animals are grown up as well, which means it's time for us to butcher them. Right, here we go, here we go. Time to get rid of some of our excess dogs. We've got too many of them. Butcher that dog. We can kill these 2 dogs. We can kill this dog here. I'm killing the older dogs first. So that's 2 dogs that we can butcher. That's 2 dogs worth of soap. Can you imagine that? That's going to be loads of soap that we got there. We got 9 bars of dingo soap. Oh, that's a lot of dingo soap. I didn't think a dingo would give us that much soap. Look at that. All of that wool is just being made out of 1 dingo. That's how much wool you can make from 1 dingo. Are you allowed to dig? I mean, we can dig, but I'm not building anything underground with a few exceptions. So I'm trying to avoid digging lots of stuff underground. This is all that exists underground at the moment. Temporary temple, and then some stuff relating to underground production of soap, and that's about it. Also a goose chamber. So all that exists is the chamber with the geese in it. A very small temple, and a bunch of other junk. Also, obviously, we're mining for rocks in order to do certain things from rocks. So that's going to be the other thing that we're... Well, so, yeah, we're trying to avoid mining too much. Anything at all, really. Oh, we got even more bits of dingo soap? Good grief, man. I didn't realise how much dingo soap we had. We have 13 bars of tiger soap as well. Oh, this is glorious. The elves have really come through on this one. We could make a weapons trap. The only thing is that we can't make anything out of metal at the moment, Sanctum, because we don't have access to any metals. And the reason is because we would first need to make a magma forge, and we would need to make a forge out of soap, and we can't make a forge out of soap at the moment, or at least I don't think we can. I'm willing to see and try it. I mean, if this works, and this is funny, but we'll see. I think there might be a bug with this. I mean, if it is, then this changes everything. Iron anvils, potash. You can make them out of ash, but ash isn't good enough. We need to make it out of soap. So yeah. I don't know who Zolban Waxed Cloistered is. I really don't care that he's been elected to the position of mayor of the contested wakes. Wait, okay, right, we're checking this. I'm gonna check this out now because we've been told too much about it. So holdings and tributes. Is the contested wakes considered to be a tribute to us or something? I mean, I know it's a part of our civilization, but is it a part of our like domain? There's the rare hill. I know where the contested wakes is. It's over here. Right. No, apparently it isn't. So it's not a Hillux that is subordinate to us, so I don't know why we keep getting told about it. It's too far away to be subordinate. Also, that little bit of lag you're seeing, that's just whenever you go to the civilization screen and come back out of it, it just lags the game for. That's kind of what that is. Oh, excellent. This is what we've been waiting for as well. Migrants. We needed more dwarves. So, we got some more dwarves who are arriving in the fortress. Hopefully they don't... Oh, God. One of the arrivals is already... We got a dwarven child arriving. We've already got enough sodding children in the fortress. Right, you can see them coming in off the map edge here. I'm gonna bet one of them is gonna be something nasty as well. Oh my god, okay, dwarven peasant. Dwarven peasants are fine. We love dwarven peasants. A dwarven mechanic. A dwarven milker. Farmer. And a weaponsmith. Okay, the weaponsmith is not going to have a fun time here. Has the otter emote now taken the position of the old roller coaster tycoon emote? Because people used to oh, I don't know how people use mine. They just use them. Oh god, Avenue Phil just gave birth to a girl as well. More children. Look at our baby. Look at the baby count. Oh, 2 dwarf children have arrived. Great. At least we got a lot of dwarves arriving. And we got a ranger. A ranger actually might be useful. Yeah, we got a lot of dwarves arriving. A lot of dwarves arriving. Okay, we were going to trade with these dwarves, with these elves if we could, right? Yeah, we were. Marble amulet, and marble everything. Yeah, you can have some marble jokes as well. I don't really need these jokes anymore. Ah, they won't accept that. Here, have some cat leather quivers as well. There you go. Right, so we've got the giant wren. We're going to butcher that as well. Oh, they brought a cow with them, so we'll butcher the cow. And we'll butcher the giant wren. One emote to rule them all, and in accountability bind them. Oh, I wish I had more emotes. There's so much stuff that we could do if we did. I'm not as lucky as some other streamers that I can name. Right, have we got any more soap? I think we're coming close to having completed the wall. 3 more bars of tiger. We got 5 bars of armadillo soap. We got 3 more bars of tiger soap. 1, 2, 3. We'll put the tiger soap up here. I'm subscribing as hard as I can. What's that P emote? Oh, that's Kupo. Yeah, he streams Dwarf Fortress as well. He's been around for ages, but he's really good at the game. Like a lot better than I am, I should say. He builds really nice looking fortresses. I do watch basically all of the dwarf. Oh my god, look how many arrivals we got. Our population's 42, and like at least 7 of those it seems children. Right, we're gonna have to sort out our new arrivals soon and give them jobs and things. But for now, we're just gonna see if we can get this wall finished. It's the ASCII symbol for mug. I haven't played Dwarf Fortress in ASCII for ages. It's been a very long time since I played ASCII Fortress. Like when I started streaming Dwarf Fortress, I decided I would stream with a sprite pack, just because I think it's a bit easier for people who perhaps don't, you know, play the game themselves to understand what's going on. But now I'm just so used to it that I don't think I could go back to playing with ASCII. Which probably will upset some people that I've said that. Like, you know, there are a lot of people who are big fans of ASCII. For me, it is tile sets because I am a filthy scrub. Filthy, filthy scrub. Can you make soap from dwarf children? No. You cannot. Because a dwarf will never butcher a child. Dwarves will not butcher an animal if they consider the animal to be intelligent or sapient, and obviously dwarf children are sapient, so dwarves will not butcher them in order to be able to make soap. That also means that you can't make goblin soap. It also means that you can't make elf soap as well, as a consequence. Plump Helmet Man soap. I don't think that you could make Plump Helmet Man soap, but also Plump Helmet Men don't drop corpses when they die. I think they literally just turn into plump helmets. I might be wrong. You can. By the way, you can make dwarf cheese. So if you wanted to make dwarf cheese, you could do that. Yeah, no. Plump Helmet Men are considered to be sapient, so they can't be butchered. I just checked. I don't think you can make Plump Helmet. I don't think you can make Plump Helmet Man cheese, but you can make Plump Helmet. You can make dwarf cheese. A lot of people are probably wondering, what does he mean, dwarf cheese? I'm not going to explain. Just trust me, it does exist. It is real, and you can make it. In fact, I can prove it's real if anyone doesn't believe. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and prove it's real just to prove that I'm not crazy. Food. No, it'll be in cheese. Dwarven cheese. It does exist. You can also get dwarven milk as well, because obviously you need a way to make dwarven cheese. I'm not going to explain it. If you want to learn how to make dwarf cheese, then that's something you're going to have to do in your own time. So hey, look, Sanctum has grown to become a dwarf child. He's survived the first stage of dwarfness. That does mean that he's probably very upset right now, because I imagine he is completely naked. I guess we could make us some clothing, right? Like we have, do we have a clothier's workshop? I don't think we do. Possibly we want to get one of our dwarves to actually start making clothes, because that's going to become an issue eventually. So let's have a look at our workshops. Sheets, cloth. Isn't dwarven milk made from like purring maggots or something? Oh, come on! Don't spoil the surprise, haven't you? Yes, it is. It's made from maggots. That's where it actually comes from. Read underoos. Yep, we're gonna start producing some cloth in order to do that. We're gonna start assigning some of these new dwarves then. So we have had a lot. We had 20 dwarves arrive in that wave, massive wave of dwarves. So first of all, I don't think any of them are clothes makers. I didn't see any clothes makers arrive, so we're going to assign one of them to become. So we've got a potter here. Potter's very useless. We're not going to be making pottery basically ever, so we'll have this guy become a weaver and a clothes maker. So you can do both of those, and yeah, that'll be the first dwarf that we find from this new stuff. So he's now going to be able to go, and we also probably want somebody else to be processing plants. Although we do have a couple plant processors, we don't do it very often. Meng, who is one of our dwarves here, he is already a plant processor, so he can keep doing that. So Meng, the peasant dwarf, will become Meng, the plant processor, so that we got plenty of people processing plants all the time. We might need more places for processing plants. We've got 2 farm workshops here. How are we doing in terms of seeds? So rock nut seeds, we currently got none. Okay. And we got no rock nuts. Fine. Look at all this list of stuff. Tiger tripe, reindeer type. Alright, giant wren tallow, we don't want to cook that. That is forbidden from cooking. Cow tallow, definitely don't cook that. I think we might need a new soap maker's workshop. I think that might actually be something investing in. So I'm going to make a new workshop. At the moment, the workshops are all just kind of all over the place, just because eventually we will have an actual, we will have an actual setup for them. But for now, they're just going to be all over the place. And one day we'll have like an actual part of the fortress, which is just dedicated to workshops. But for the time being, we just got to have them where they are. So we've got Mathel here, who is a competent ambusher. I don't need loads of hunters, so he can stop doing that, and he's going to become a soap maker. So congratulations, you've been reassigned to soap making duty. Okay, and the other thing that I was going to do is I was going to build a workshop for the clothes making. So we need a clothier shop, which is K. We'll put that right next to this soap workshop, why not? And we'll make that out of giant wren soap. Okay, the other thing that we needed to do as well, before I forget, because this is really important that we do this, we need to link up our bridges to their respective levers. So this lever here, this bridge here is the dog soap bridge, right? So this lever here controls dog soap bridge. So we're going to name this lever dog soap bridge. That's dog soap bridge. And then this lever down here, the one down here, this one's going to be this is blue peafowl bridge. So this is the peafowl bridge lever. So let's link that up to the blue peafowl soap bridge, and then we got a way to check and see which bridge is which. Yoris McVictim, cheesemaker, has been found dead, drained completely of blood. Funnily enough, I actually think that it would be impossible for a vampire to successfully kill any of these dwarves. And the reason I say that is because all the dwarves sleep outside and none of them have bedrooms. There is no way that a dwarf would be able to successfully sneak up on another dwarf whilst they're sleeping in this fortress. Every single dwarf is sleeping outside at the moment, so yeah, good luck with that one, vampires. In fact, you could say that we've got some very strong anti-vampire measures here, rather. Have we run out of lye? I'm kind of feeling like there's a lye shortage. We should still be making it, right? Yeah, we're still making lye, but we've almost finished making lye. Let's start a new order to make lye. Make lye, make 100, make potash. From ash, make 100. Oh no, we don't want to make potash. Stop that. Remove ash. Make ash. Make 100 ash. Right. We need 10 soap makers to make a soap making guild. That's how many we would need. And we might get a farming guild soon. I don't think we've had... Are they just killing guinea pigs still? Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, they're killing a bunch of guinea pigs, which is a pain in the arse because there's no way that we could actually cook those and make those into soap. So it's a waste of everybody's time, but fair play, I'm not going to stop them. Whatever keeps them amused. Gives them something to do, I suppose. Also helps to train their skills. 2 bars of dog soap and 2 more bits. Soap here, dog soap. Right, the wall is almost complete. And then once the wall is complete, we then need to build the lip around the wall. Oh, the other thing that we need to do as well, and we need to do this every so often, really important that we do this, is just cut down all the trees that surround the fortress. Eventually what we'll do is we'll actually build a floor that surrounds the fortress wall. and that'll prevent anything from growing. But we need to make sure that the trees are routinely cut down so that nothing can get into the fortress by jumping off of it. And yeah, that's just one of the things that. So I'm just going to tell them to go and cut down some of these trees here. Yeah, we actually ran out of lye, believe it or not. So we actually burnt through all of our lye, which is really unfortunate. But our Asher here is making he's making some lye. We might need another ashery. We need empty barrels? Seriously? Are we actually out of barrels? Process barrels, make wooden barrel, make 50 wooden barrels. We're about to cut down a bunch of trees anyway. Safety and pissing off the elves, win-win. Yeah, precisely. It is actually really important that we do. Because, again, in older versions of Dwarf Fortress, you know, things couldn't climb up walls, but now they can. So, that being said, we just need to make sure that we're not gonna have any surprises. We don't want them to have an invasion and then the goblins just scale the wall, right? Like, we don't want that to happen. So that's all we're doing. We're just making sure that that doesn't happen, and that'll mean that we're adequately protected with regards to that. So I mean, yeah, it's a pretty straightforward thing. Right, what else was I gonna say? I don't think there's anything else you'll worry about, is there? No, I don't think so. Yeah, it's just more of the same. we're almost 2.5 hours into the stream. You know, remember when I said a week ago that I would try and keep to my streaming schedule as much as possible? Remember that one? Can you climb constructed walls? I thought it only applied to natural walls. Nope, you can climb constructed ones. They're just as capable of climbing constructed walls. The only way to prevent them is to well, there are, you know, you can prevent them from doing it, and that's what we're gonna do. Yeah. So what we'll do is I'll just show you, when we get to it, I'll show you how we're going to stop them from climbing over. It's really easy. What we need to do first is there needs to be we're going to need to have a staircase just in the corner so that the dwarves can get onto the wall. So they are going to have to be able to get onto the wall. So we'll just make a staircase out of dog soap staircase. Stations available. Okay, the Mint Guild has many members in Soap and now requires a guild hall. The location must be built and furnished with the hall designated for a farmer guild. We'll approve the request. We've got our first guild request, and that's for a farmers guild. I'm really not sure how we're going to do this because ideally I don't want to have to make it indoors. I want to make it outdoors, that it's a part of the actual fortress, because I don't want to have to go back and like destroy the guild hall just to remake it again or anything daft like that. So I think we'll try and maybe it will be the first building that we build upstairs. We'll start by building a guild hall. Guild halls can be designated outside, I believe, although that limits the kind of assign location, add location. Yeah, you can build a guild hall outside. Right. Okay, so we can do that. So we can designate a space to be the eventual guild hall and put some statues there to make it qualify. Possibly in this corner, possibly. We could make the corner over here into the guild hall. Down staircase here. There we go. There we finished the dog soap staircase. So a staircase itself smells faintly of dog fat, I guess. Are they still manufacturing soap? I think it's just Lie that's like being the big bottle. Yeah, Lie is the big bottleneck at the moment. So we could really do with another Ashery. Asheries can't be made out of soap, by the way. You can't make an Ashery out of soap. It can only be made out of wood. Well, not wood. It has to be made out of a block, and you can't make soap into block. So the Ashery is one of the workshops that we actually cannot make out of soap. It's one of the weird exceptions because it needs to have a block for some reason. I don't know why, but they just do. But yeah, that's the reason why we're not making it out of. That's the reason, I'm sure, to everyone's disappointment, that I've just made a workshop out of wood. It's because it has to be. Cannot be made out of soap. No way. No how. Unless we modded the game somehow. And I don't have time to mod the game just so that I can build one workshop out of soap. Be a bit of a hassle, right? Right, so the Ashery here is built. We now have 2 Asheries, which means that we should be able to produce a lot more Lie. Lie making, we have got a bunch of Lie makers, so we should have a bunch of dwarfs free in order to make Lie. This dwarf here, Drunk, is making that. We'll assign some more dwarfs to be Lie makers. So this dwarf here is a soap maker. This one here is a farmer. We don't really need another farmer at the moment, so you can just be a Lie maker. No, you stay a farmer, but also be a Lie maker at the same time. Do both. Alright, music has stopped as well. I think we need a new soundtrack. Anyone got any suggestions, or should I just cycle through the ones that we always... We could go with the Morrowind soundtrack. Age of Mythology soundtrack. Relaxing the Elder Scrolls music. That's not going to get me copyright striked in this day and age, is it? I mean, it's a video game soundtrack, so it shouldn't, right? Oh, Pharaoh soundtrack. Let's try that. Let's try Pharaoh soundtrack. I played so much Pharaoh back when I was young. Crusader Kings? Crusader Kings is a bit loud, I think. Bit too... I mean, Crusader Kings 3 definitely would be inappropriate, I think. I played a lot of Pharaoh back in the day. It was one of my favourite games. I know Jake hates it for some reason, or at least I don't think he likes it. He likes Caesar, which I wasn't a big fan of. I much prefer Pharaoh. I don't know. I just never. When I was young, the game I had was Caesar. It was Pharaoh. I played a lot of Pharaoh. I really enjoyed it. I didn't have Caesar 3, and then when I went and played Caesar 3 years later, I just don't think it compared well to Pharaoh. But that's just me. I'm sure that if Jake heard me saying these things, he'd never speak to me again, right? I hope nobody clips that and sends it to him. No, I'm kidding. Right, yeah. No, I just much prefer Pharaoh. To be honest, it's just a personal preference thing, I guess. The one thing that was really cool about Pharaoh was being able to build like pyramids and stuff, right? I mean, that's really cool because you could build these like massive monuments and great structures. You got to see like the stone carvers carving stone out from the wall of a mountain or a quarry, and then dragging them in order to place the first blocks, which would then become the pyramid. I mean, that was always really cool. That's what I really liked about those games. Being able to do those. But yeah, like I say, that was just me when I was younger. We got some more giant ren soap. It's taken a while to get the soap done. I think the Lie issue has been actually being a real bottleneck. But we have got some more dwarves making Lie, so that's good. There's a game that the last kind of like Sierra city builder game was called Emperor, right? It was like a China themed one, like a Three Kingdoms style one, and I've never played it, never ever played it. But sometime I need to go back and just play that one because that was the newest one they ever made, right? It was like the last one they ever made. So I should probably go and have a look at that. Unless you count the really weird 3D one they did, which was Children of the Nile. which I have played. I don't know if that counts as... Was Children of the Nile actually a Sierra game, or was that like some other... Was that done by some other company in order to kind of mimic them? It's very similar, but it looks like it was a different company. I didn't think Immortal Cities was that good, but I played it. It's not the worst. It's not the worst city builder I ever played. Not the best either by a long shot. God, I'm just reminiscing about the times when in my life when things were simple, back before work existed. Euristo Heretic. Nice title for it, by the way, Hal. I probably have worse opinions than that. I don't know. Like, you can probably find something that you consider to be an even worse opinion. I'm trying to think. Like, I don't know. I don't think actually. I don't think I have any opinions that are that conventionally bad. I just much preferred Pharaoh. Pharaoh looks better as well. There you go. I said it. It's true. It is true though. Pharaoh looks a lot better than Caesar. And that's important in a city builder. Nah, I don't know. I don't know if that's actually accurate. I think they both look fine. But it is true that it's important in a city. At least part of the fun from a city builder is that the thing that you're building should actually look city. Like, if it doesn't look like a city, then what's the point? What is the point? Alright, so we've almost finished this corner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to designate a space over here. That's going to be the same size as this. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. We'll do 8 by 8. So we're going to build an 8 by 8 room. Or we're going to designate an area. So 1, 2, 3. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. That doesn't seem right. That's like 1, 2. Yeah, we'll oh, we have to get rid of the whole thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that'll do. There we go. Alright, so we designated this zone here. So this is going to be where the Farmers Guild is going to be. So we're going to add a location. This is going to be a... you can see here, by the way, which guilds are close in order to having farmers. Like, we've actually got 5 rangers in the fortress at the moment, so we're actually pretty close to a rangers guild. But pretty much every fortress, the first guild you'll have will almost always be your farmers guild. This is going to be... This is the Goldenrod Meadow is the name of this area at the moment. It's got absolutely no value whatsoever. It's basically valueless. So in order to make it have value, we're going to have to make some stuff that we can put in there that's going to have value. Now, because it's currently outside, that does limit the availability of certain things. It kind of limits what you can place there. So what we're going to do is we're going to place statues. Statues have very good value, and we can make them and we can place them outside. So... if there's anybody here right now, as of this moment, who would like to design their own statue, now would be a good time to do it, because I believe that if you check the channel points rewards, you can choose to design your own statue, unless I've forgotten to enable it. But you know, provided that I haven't, you can design your own statue. Now would be a good time to do it, because I'm going to start building statues. Yeah, I haven't enabled it because I didn't think I'd have statues in this form. Let me just enable that real quick. I can actually set it up, can't I? I can do funny things with them now. They enabled new options with them. I'm gonna edit this a little bit. Okay, there you go. Yeah, that should be enabled. I don't know if it's actually turned up yet, but there should be a thing enabled in order to turn a statue if anyone wants to do it. Oh, by the way, and this is going to be really unfortunate, but I'm going to just preempt this. You cannot have soap feature as an item in the statue. I don't know why. We have tried as hard as we can to get soap to appear in a statue. It is not currently possible. Dwarves will never make statues that feature soap. Why? We just don't know. It's literally one of those we just don't know sort of situations. It just doesn't show up in the list. Like you go through the list of things that you can include in a statue. Soap is not one of them. Okay, so we're gonna start building this. We're gonna start building the next layer of the tower. So the next thing that we need here is cow soap there, giant ram. Oh, we've only got 2 bits of soap. So we need some soap here. So cow soap, giant ram soap, and yeah. So we need to then do the next layer of this, and that's going to be the next part that we do here. This is pretty jazzy music, don't you think? You want that statue? I mean, hey, we can make that statue. That'll be statue number 1. So let's manufacture statue number 1, and we'll be making the statues out of. Where's the mason? We're making the statues out of marble. They'll be marble statues. So let's design the statue. Specify image related to the historical figure. Sanctum. Oh. Wait, I didn't do that right. Details, specify image, specify new image, historical figure, Sanctum. This is an image of Sanctum Coistomus the Dwarf. Do we want a particular kind of trees, or can we just do trees as like a general object? No, we have to do a specific kind of tree. I don't know, which is the most terrifying kind of tree that there is? Willow trees, bitter orange trees, glump bronze, goblin caps, mango trees, oak, olive trees. Let's go with olive tree. Let's go with oak tree. We'll go with oak trees. Actually, no. We'll go with I don't know. I can't decide. Kumquat trees. Willow. Oh, you said willow. Okay. Right, I have to delete an element then. God, this is such a. There we go. So willow trees. This is an image of Sanctum Coistomus the Dwarf and Willows. The action is. I don't think crying is one. I know cringing is one. Screaming, shooting, smeared out, torturing, weeping. There we go. The child is weeping. There we go. So, defensive curling, which is going to be the name of this image, is an image of Sanctum the Coistomus the Dwarf and Willows. Sanctum Coistomus is weeping. Yeah, you're weeping because of the willow. Yeah, I'm gonna press done on that. So that's gonna be the first statue that we're gonna have in the fortress. It'll take him a while to make it, but yeah, we're going to be placing these statues inside the inside this zone here because we need to. So, in order for the guild hall to meet the satisfaction of the guild members, it needs to meet a meeting value of at least 2,000, which is pretty high. I mean, we could probably build some floor in here, which would help to increase the value. I don't think it would do that much though, because I don't think soap has a high value. But we need to use our soap anyway for the wall. The wall is more important than the guild hall. It'd be awful if we made a really nice guild hall, but then we didn't have enough soap to protect ourselves from the outside world. So yeah, we'll focus on that instead. Okay, so in order to make sure that stuff can't climb up the wall, what we need to do is we need to build a lipper all the way around the wall. And so we're going to start placing some floor on the outer rim of the fortress in order to stop stuff from being able to climb up it. That's what we've got to do. So this whole square that we've done here, we need to basically do it again, all the way around, one square around. And it has to be floor as well, it can't be wall. If it's another wall that we put on there, then they'll be able to climb over it. But if it's a floor, then they can't climb over it. So by doing it this way, this will prevent them from being able to climb up the wall and, you know, stop us from... Alright, there you go. You can see them going around in order to do that. So yeah, it shouldn't take. I mean, it shouldn't be as long as the other bits because we should have faster soap production, generally speaking, anyway. Yeah, it's going to take a while. We could butcher our ewes, I guess. We've got some cats that we could butcher. Let's butcher a cat. We're going to kill a cat. Although I don't think that it's tallow that's the issue. I think tallow is actually something we've got plenty of. Yeah, it's literally just the amount of ash that we have. We don't have enough ash. We're also running out of bags again, so we need more bags. Let's make some more leather bags in order to kind of alleviate that. Did I actually make a clothier's workshop? I don't think I did. I remember talking about it, but I don't think I did in the end. Right, I did, but I didn't set any orders. So we have got a clothing shop. We're going to start making some clothing. So let's make a stockpile for clothing. And we'll just put that stockpile here. So that we've got like... it doesn't have to be a big one or anything. It could be a rather small one. So we will make a stockpile here. And this will be for cloth. We'll make a cloth stockpile here at the start, so that'll be like 1, 2, 3. So that's a cloth stockpile there. Then there's pepper plants. I thought that was cotton for a second. I almost got excited. And then we'll make another stockpile here, which would be for well, this one would be for clothing. I think clothing comes under armor for some strange reason. So enable that. Where is it? Armor. Enable, and then we want to go to materials. We want to disable wood because I don't want my dwarves to be wearing wooden clothes. Forbid metal. Enable other materials. I don't want wood. Bone, shell, leather can go in there. Silk, yarn clothing. I don't know how you make clothing out of glass, but I guess there's a way. Oh, that would be shields, right? We don't want shields in there anyway, so forbid shields. So that should be fine. So silk, plant, cloth, yarn, those can all go there. And that would be our clothing stockpile there. So let's start producing clothing. So we want to produce some cloth socks, we'll produce 10. We want to produce some cloth trousers, we'll produce 10. Cloth cloaks, cloth shirts, we'll produce 10. Cloth glove, cloth caps, we'll produce 10. I think that should do really. Socks, trousers, shirts, caps. I don't think you need anything else other than those. But if we can get some clothing for our currently naked children dwarves, then that would be excellent. So this dwarf here, this little baby dwarf, has got no clothes whatsoever. So we can see here that like they just Sanctum here is naked and completely naked. So yeah, we'll hopefully try and solve that. So they're going to gather up all the cloth that's just lying around out here as well, and they'll bring it into that stockpile. And then we've got our dwarf who is going to be ready in order to make these. So they'll start by making some cloth socks. Then the naked dwarves will be able to actually get some new clothing. Okay. Right. So you're doing that. Process plants to bags. Are we still failing on the process plant to bags order? Yeah, we are. Right. Okay, that's always a bloody issue. Alright, we are constructing leather bags, so that should actually help that. How many seeds do we have at the moment? Kitchen, seeds. Okay, so we're starting to get excess rock nuts. So let's set up a new order. Mill paste. Mill seeds, nuts to paste. Let's mill 10. Then we want to press liquid from paste 10. Then we want to make soap from oil 10. So that's in order to make some more soap from the rock nuts that we've been growing. All pretty straightforward, nothing too complicated. Although I'm starting to get thirsty. I should take a drink in this. Right, there should be an order, isn't there? Weave thread into cloth. Are you not able to do that order? Is that actually the right one? Weave plant thread. What's the difference between spin thread and weave thread into cloth? What's the actual difference? I have a feeling that spin thread is a different task. Yeah. That should be fine actually. That should just be working. I'm not sure. Not sure why that's. I guess it's just a lack of materials. That'll be the likely reason. I mean, they are processing plants. He's processing rope now, so maybe once he's done that, he'll be able to produce some cloth. I mean, if we have a look at our stockpile, we'll get a picture of how much actual cloth made. Yeah, we've made plenty of rope reed cloth here. Deal here. We also got a bunch of brown recluse silk. Yeah, we've also got all the cloth that we bought. So we've got llama and sheep cloth, alpaca wool cloth. We should have a dwarf able to do shearing actually, because we do have sheep. Kind of a waste not to shear them just because we can. Yeah, is there anybody that we can just make into a temporary shearer? Oh, we have a legendary shearer, so this guy should be shearing, at least when he gets around to it. Not something that happens very often anyway, but he's apparently a legend, master at cutting sheep, shearing them for their wool. So yeah, it's good to know that we got such an expert on the job. More giant wren soap, excellent. We've also got 4 bars of dog soap. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dog soap. I'm gonna make another soap maker's workshop in a bit, and we'll also make another ashery. Needs oil containing item. Cancels makes oil. Okay, let's have a look at our stocks. So Ally is under globs, I believe. No, that's tallow. So that's how much tallow we got. We got loads of tallow still. 18 bits of tallow. Prepared meals. Where is it? Is it under? Not under cheeses. We've run out of cheese. All the cheese has been eaten. All that cheese that before it's been put into food. 83 body parts in here. Where is it? Not a prepared meal, it's not a powder, it's definitely not a statue. Statue's been done. We should put the statue up. Tools, no thread, thrones, tools, weapons, windows. God, not bars. I mean, bars. We can check how much ash we got. We got 35 bars of ash. So where is lye though? I can't remember where lye comes under this. Not under drinks, is it? Got so many drinks in the fort. Earrings, goose eggs, figurines, globs. It's not under globs, which is where I thought it was. Unless we actually don't have... Oh, liquids. Okay, we haven't got any lye. We've got loads of ash, but no lye. We need another ashery. Yeah, we'll just build another ashery somewhere. Doesn't really matter where it is again, just anywhere will do. So we can make more ash, and then we might eventually need to make some more wood burners in order to burn down some more... trees, in order to make some more soap. Which is upping production. Right, okay, so I'm just going to check something real quick, just bear with me 1 second. Yeah, I'm gonna pour myself a drink, so I'm just gonna be right back for a minute. So just bear with me 1 second whilst I do. Alright, thanks for being so patient. Sorry, I know it's a quiet stream at the moment. Right, let's unpause that. So yeah, I don't know what to talk about now. Does anyone have any questions or anything they want to ask? Somebody was asking about the international law stuff earlier. I don't mind talking about that if anyone's got any questions about it. Although I don't know what I would talk about. I don't think, well, I was going to say I don't think anything interesting's happened, but to be honest, interesting stuff happens all the time, so I don't think that's true. Although I'm not keeping track of it as much as I used to. Right, so I was going to appoint another soap maker. And so, Zulban, no. This guy here, the potter, he is currently spinning. I assigned him. Miner. There's a weaponsmith who's just crap at weaponsmithing. You're going to become a lye maker and a wood. Congratulations. Why is that armadillo, like, it's just fallen in the water, or is it swimming? I think it's fallen into the water, so it's, yeah, there's no way in hell we're going to be able to retrieve that from there. Unless we drain the water out, but it's probably not worth it for the sake of one armadillo corpse. I think, is this our first bit of cow soap? We've had cow tallow in the fortress for ages, but I haven't seen any cow soap, so I think that's the first bit. Alright, summer's arrived, which means that the humans should be here soon to trade. Might also get more migrants as well, so that's something else to keep in mind. We need to place the statues, so I'm going to place the statues in the corners of where the of where it's going to be. So our first statue is here. I'm going to have to make some more statues, but I haven't had any more suggestions for statues, so I'm just going to have to go with my gut instinct and let the dwarves build their own statues. Although I guess we could like tell the dwarves to make statues of dwarves and see what kind of things they make. Just kind of let their imaginations run wild. It's always kind of amusing to see what kind of stuff they make. So I'm gonna tell them to make some statues. We'll make 9 statues out of. We'll make 9 statues out of marble. Marble is good because marble is more valuable than other kinds of stone. It's got a higher value because of it. Well, because you can use it as a flux stone, but also because it's marble, right? So we'll just dig out a little bit more so that we've got plenty of marble left. That's why we're specifying marble specifically. And also because marble has a nice white colour, which goes well with the white walls of our soap fortress. Which is starting to look like an actual fortress now. I mean, look, we've got an actual wall. Can you believe it? Isn't it immense? This beautiful soap. Oh! Now this is good. This is good. One of our dwarves has been taken by a strange mood. He's been possessed. The ranger, Godin Aziz Nazufz. So we're going to get our first artifact soon as well. That's actually going to help a lot because we can put the artifact inside the guild hall, provided that he can in fact complete the artifact. So he's going to go and take over a workshop in a second. Right, the statue wasn't very good. It was a pretty mediocre statue, it seems. I don't think our mason's very good at making stuff. Probably why. Okay, we struck Svalrite, I already knew that. Our ranger is going and claiming the workshop. He's claimed a crafts dwarf workshop, so that means he's probably going to create something really naff or rubbish. I'm going to make a pedestal. Just like, get that done. Pedestal. Make 1 rock pedestal out of marble. Let's see what kind of materials he wants. So we can just press K on this and have a look. So at the moment he is, well, he's going. You know what? Let's follow him. Let's follow him as he does. So here he is, Strange Mood Gan Godin. Wait, no, the Dark Young is the. We're going to follow him. So he's gone off. He's going to grab some wood, maybe? Whatever he's gone to grab, it's going to be the first components of this artifact he's going to make for us. So hopefully it's something valuable, right? He's grabbed some logs, bringing them back. He's gonna make something really naff out of wood. That's going to be my prediction. Anybody got any predictions on what they think that he'll make? Anybody got any suggestions? What do you think he's gonna make? Like what kind of rubbish or what kind of crap do you think he's gonna make? First artifact in the fortress, by the way. Something unpredictable. Oh come on, you can do better than that, haven't you? Oh, he can't make a cabinet avenue. He's claimed a crafts dwarf workshop, so he can't even make a cabinet. Now, if he was going to make a cabinet, that would be extraordinary. A cabinet is a fine artifact. He's probably going to make like a box trap. Maybe he'll make some really awful instrument. Just something completely useless, right? That's what he's going to make. He's going to make something that is entirely useless. He's taken 2 bits of wood, so whatever he's made is not even going to be that valuable. Oh, if it's a nest box, then that's fine. I mean, I would be fine with a nest box because we could actually use that. But as it stands, I imagine it's going to be something really, like I say, really not that useful at all. Where is our mason at anyway? Our mason doesn't seem to be doing much masonry. The miner's mind, the mason's built. Mr. Tacticon. Oh, he's digging, that's why. Right, we don't have another mason, do we? I mean, we could assign another mason. I'll assign my other miner to be a mason as well, so that you. We still don't have. I thought we had produced. Have we not produced any clothing yet? They are making trousers. I guess nobody's claiming the trousers, or Shadows dwell in soapy halls. I always think of that song whenever I play this game. I'm so tempted to play it at the start of streams, but especially nowadays, I just think it's going to get copyright struck. So I don't, unfortunately. But it is like it is a great song. It's always fun just watching the dwarves go about their business as well. Just seeing what other kind of weird little antics they get up to. And you know, they do get up to a lot. Right, he's taking his time. I was hoping that he'd be done. Okay, I think this is the first statue that this guy's ever tried to make, so we'll see what kind of amazing statue that Nish Nicot's Moral is going to make. And let's start making some more in our soap fortress as well. We should have some more soap by now. 3 bars of cow soap, 4 bars of dog soap. I think we can do another 5 at least. 2 bars of dog soap, 5 bars of cat soap. Oh, that's wolves though. 2 bars of dog soap, 5 bars of cat soap, and we've even got a bar of armadillo soap, so we'll build a little bit more of the armadillo soap. There we go. Soap for the people, soap for the gods. To each according to his needs, from each according to his abilities, right? Can you carve fortifications into the soap? No, but you can make fortifications out of soap. Anyway, here's the artifact. Golden Aziznavuz Ranger has created Gethzoom, a carambola wood bracelet. He claims it as an heirloom in the name of the family ancestor Dayton Lashhands. Let's have a look at the... yeah, sure, I can explain that in a second. I'm just going to look at the artifact first. It is the first artifact. This is a carambola wood bracelet. All Crass Dwarf shippers of the highest quality. Oh my god, that's such a lame artifact. Lame as hell artifact. Okay, explaining the Dwarf Fortress layout. It's very simple. We're trying to build a fortress out of soap. That's like the first thing to keep in mind. We're just trying to build a fortress out of soap. So we have so far built a wall out of soap. We're starting to build some more parts of the soap wall up here. And we just have a whole load of workshops on the surface. That's like the main thing. This here is going to be like a tower. It's going to be like a spire, right? So you can see where we've carved down. And we've got a couple farms there. And then underground we've got a rock nut farm in order to make some quarry nuts. And we've also got the stuff up here to manufacture cloth. And also to press those rock nuts into... down here we've just got some stuff that we dug out in order to get, you know, some stones, and that's about it. That's basically the entire fortress. How goes the soap? The soap goes fine, Jake. So far we've managed to build the outer wall, and now we're trying to complete the outer wall. There's some stuff that we need to do in order to make it. But once we have finished building this floor all the way around here, then the soap fortress will actually be able to withstand an invasion. So we hopefully will get that done before an invasion shows up. That's kind of what we're doing at the moment. We're just building this outer rim on here. Armadillo soap there. A little bit of cow soap. If Maud was here, he'd be very unhappy with me for making soap out of a cow, but I don't really care. I need the soap. I don't care what I make it out of. Better make some traps to get a giant spider for that sweet silk farm. I think you're thinking too far ahead as far as the fortress. Does the soap origin have an impact as far as anything? Soap origin has an impact on one thing and only one thing in particular, and that's to do with temperature. So later on, we're going to try and build a magma forge out of soap. But in order to do that, we're going to need a very particular kind of soap. But beyond that, cow soap and armadillo soap, for the purpose of building the wall, it makes no difference whatsoever. So yeah, it really doesn't matter. But when it comes to making the forge, which we're going to do much later, we're going to be after a very particular kind of soap, made from a very particular kind of animal. Because, you know, otherwise it would melt. The magma would melt it. But for the wall, it doesn't make any difference. It's all the same. We can actually see what kind of soaps that we got in the fortress. So if we press Z and then go to our stock page, we can see that we've currently got. So these are all the different kinds of soap in the fortress. We've got white stork soap, giant wren soap, goose soap, blue peafowl soap, dog soap, cat soap, donkey soap, horse soap, cow soap, reindeer soap, yak soap, leopard soap, tiger soap, armadillo soap, wild boar soap, dingo soap, and rock nut soap. So those are all the kinds of soap that we got. Why are we not making soap from oil? We should have done that. Did we run out of kitchen seeds? Did we? No, we got rock nuts, so we should be doing that. Is there a reason that you're not milling these? Or do we just have nobody available to mill? That might be it. What are you doing? Ashtesh is currently socializing. Milling. Yeah, we need another miller. This guy's a cook. Meng is an animal carer and a cook. You can just become a miller for the time being. Is Mega Beast Soap in the planning? No, it isn't. Although that would work. That would be too difficult to get hold of, though, in most circumstances, or at least it would be very dependent on RNG. Because there is only one Mega Beast that would meet the requirements in order to make that kind of soap. But there is fortunately another kind of creature that we can get hold of, which isn't that rare, so we should be able to get hold of it, and we can make soap out of it. As far as I'm aware, there are two creatures that exist that you can make the right kind of soap out of to make a forge. Two creatures. I'm not going to say what they are. And then there are anywhere between 0 and 6 other kinds of creatures that could possibly be made into the right kind of soap. But that would depend largely on RNG, because they're creatures that do not have defined attributes. They just could have the right kind of attributes in order to work. Anyway, the humans, I think that's the humans, is it? Or is that the dwarves? No, that's a human. Human merchants. Human merchants have arrived. That's great. We're going to sell them some of our prepared food. And we're going to trade with the humans. So let's get our trader to the depot. Can you make elf soap or undead soap? Nope, because the elves and the undead are considered to be sapient. So, no, you can't make elf soap. You can't make elf soap. A dwarf would never butcher an elf. It wouldn't work. Dwarves would only butcher. Well, I don't think they ever would. I can't think of any circumstances where they would. Yeah, but because they're considered to be sapient, then the dwarves would not butcher them. Dwarves have an aversion to butchering anything that's considered to be sapient, which means that they just will not, under any circumstances, butcher an elf. It's cannibalism. They won't do it. There are lots of things that you would consider to be sapient, but actually aren't considered to be sapient by dwarves. So there are some weird exceptions. But as far as elves are concerned, elves are very clearly, at least by dwarf standards, they're sapient. So. That's actually, I've said this before, but it's one of the reasons why elves and dwarves get into conflicts, is differing ideas about morality. So dwarves think it's a serious crime to cannibalize sapient creatures. Elves will eat other sapient creatures. Yeah, if you modded Dwarven Ethics, it would work, but we don't play with mods because although I guess the idea would be fun. Maybe one day we'll do like something like that. We could actually do like a fortress where we actually did try and make a fortress out of elf soap in particular. That might be something to consider at some point, but I mean we're not going to do that now. Anyway, so we've got this guild hall at the moment. Although it's not really a guild hall, it's actually just a pile of wood that exists in the outside. You know, like Yeah, so we're actually just we're gonna put some more statues outside in order to satisfy the requirements of the guild. Masterwork is really fun. I've never been into modding Dwarf Fortress. I think like I know that there's a whole bunch of mods for it, but I just much prefer the base game. I mean, someday I'll probably try them, but I've never felt the urge to do it. You know what I mean? Like it's just never really been a thing that's been interested. You know, that's the idea's never really appealed to me. Which is a bit of a weird one. I mean, it's not that I have something against modding. It's just that it's just never really occurred to me as something I would want to do. So yeah, in order to satisfy the guild hall agreement, what we've done is we've put the artifact inside of it. So that means that we've actually met the requirements of the guild hall. And you can see here, the guild hall is literally just 2 statues and a pedestal that's got an artifact on it. But that's good enough. The Mint Guild, which is the name of the guild that was demanding that we give them a guild hall, are satisfied by the fact that we've given them a space on the ground and a couple of statues, and that's all they need. Other than that, they really don't care. Right, what is this a statue even of? I don't know what this statue is of. I can never remember how to actually eat statues. Yeah, there we go, T. Okay, it's literally just a statue of 2. I'm going to move that slightly. Remove building. Okay, we'll move that down 1. I like it mostly for Warlock Fort games, where there's a single Warlock and you raise creatures as skeletons and go to a Tower Fort. I mean, that kind of stuff would be fun. It's just, like I say, I've just never really messed around with any of the mods for this game. I've pretty much always just played the base game, or, you know, I guess, you know, yeah, that's basically it. Right, okay, I really wish my broker would hurry up and trade with the humans, because I need to trade with them. And another migrant wave has arrived, excellent. As if we needed more sodding migrants in this fortress. Right, we got some more floor that we can place here. So one side of the wall is complete. This side of the wall is complete and is now safe. We need to do the same on this side, and we need to do the same on the south, and we need to do the same on the east. And once we've done that, then the fortress is actually secure. Nothing can get in and nothing can get out, unless with a few exceptions. The hamlet of Emerald Boats, a half-day's travel to the southeast, has been conquered, and now looks to your thriving economy for its future prosperity. Okay. Let's have a look at that and let's see what's gone on there. So, so a hamlet to the southeast is now looking to our prosperity. A goblin hamlet? Economically linked to us. We've got no contact with them, but they're economically linked to us. I don't think that holdings and tributes. Right, I don't think there's anything that we can do here. I mean, apparently they're economically linked to us, but other than that, I don't think that we can do anything. Unless we had, I think if we appointed a, let's go to our noble screen here. Is it on our noble screen? Expedition leader, no. Or I think it's somewhere else, right? Never remember how you appoint a diplomat, because it's not something I bother with most times. Messenger, that's it. How do you appoint a messenger? Oh, wait, yeah, I remember now. You do it from the location screen. So we do it from locations. Yeah, messenger. So if we appointed a messenger dwarf, we could actually go off and, like, I guess, request that they send us people. Hey, let's try it. You know what? We've never really messed with messengers before. Apparently this site is now economically linked to us. Also, we ran out of ash, which means we need to get more ash. Probably need another ashery as well. No, not an ashery, a wood burner. A wood furnace. Right, right, so, are we actually making ash? Yeah, we are making ash, and we're making lye, excellent. So we just ran out of ash. I'm gonna have a look at these new arrivals, and we're gonna see if there's anybody here that we can afford to just fling out into the wilderness. So we've got a farmer, a mine, a jeweler, a clothier, a stonecrafter, a peasant. We've got a peasant dwarf. Let's make this peasant dwarf our messenger. We're gonna send him out into the wider world, and we'll see what he can do. I guess it's not really something I've ever really messed with. See what it does. So messenger. His name is Meng, I believe. Meng, this guy. So Meng Ilromsigan is our messenger. So now we can go to the civilization screen, and we can go to holdings over here. So this site is economically linked to us. It's been conquered by somebody. The Simple Ghoul. Who is the Simple Ghoul? That is the name. That's the name of the civilization. I mean, it's not our civilization, is it? No, ours is the Saber of Defense. The Simple Ghoul is the name of the Dark Goblins. So why is this Goblin Hamlet now turned to us? I mean... Oh, the humans are at war with the elves, okay. The Confederation of Folds, which is the current human civilization, is currently at war with the Cyclopean Lilacs, which is the elf civilization. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. You don't see that very often. Let's go back to the civilization screen anyway. Holdings, I can't remember how you make missions. We can raid this site, but I don't want to actually raid it. Details. Remove mission. Oh god, okay, yeah. I'm just going to leave it then. God, it's too complicated, too difficult. Was their parent site overthrown? I don't think so. It just said that we were economically linked, but to be honest, the civilization screen scares and confuses, as I'm sure that it does most people. Like, it's far too much effort. Is it time for another Queen Nitro's Great Crusade? We'll do some Great Crusading at some point, but we need weapons and, you know, bodies that we can spare in order to do that. Right? We need dwarves. We need weapons. We need to really get started on that. Right, that wood furnace is done. So we are making ash. So we should have more dwarves available to make ash now. I need to have loads of ash. So wood burners. You're currently socializing. You're currently making soap. You're currently making soap. You're currently burning wood. That's fine. This metal crafted dwarf, you're never going to be able to metal craft anytime soon. Just go burn some wood down. I mean, do something useful for once. Okay, so some of the children are starting to get some clothes, by the way. It's taking them a little bit. And what's happening is that, like, as soon as any new clothes are made, all the dwarves are rushing off to try and grab the clothing. Because they all want new clothes, right? Like, a lot of them are wearing raggedy clothes. Oh, bollocks! Right. Oh, come on. Trader. Okay, anyone may trade. I don't care who trades. I just need someone to trade with these humans before they leave. Because my trader keeps being busy and I keep forgetting that we need to trade. That's fine. That's probably not how much it's worth, but I don't care. We'll just trade anything. I just need to trade this food in order for any animals that they got. Oh, also seeds. So we'll buy the blue pea hen, the rooster, and the donkey. The billy goats we'll also buy. They've also got another donkey, another donkey, and a sow. So that's a load of animals. That's a load of tallow that we can then make into stuff. They got a bunch of beer with them. A bunch of other stuff. I mean, we might buy the beer. Seeds that I'm after. Laidweed seeds and white yam seeds. Alright, I don't need either of them. I mean, unless they got like kenneth with them. I don't think they would bring cotton with them, like processed cotton or... Alright, well, we'll see what kind of books they brought with them. Never underestimate probing. I think we have that already. Questions about the monastery. I know we don't have that, so we'll buy that. We'll also buy some cloth if they've got any cloth, because cloth will be useful. So yeah, we'll just buy the cloth, we'll buy some leather, we'll buy some more cloth as well, we'll buy some more cloth. There we go, that'll do. Would it be worth building an inn to attract mercenaries for extra meat shields? At some point, yes, but for the time being, I would say no. At the moment, we're just more focused on just trying to get all the stuff that we need. So we have got some more animals to butcher. Let's start by butchering this yak, but that's just going to starve to death anyway. We'll also butcher the billy goat and this donkey. This soundtrack, it's not really appropriate for this, but I don't care. It brings back so many memories. Like I say, it reminds me of simpler times. Song that reminds you of the good times. It was a song that reminds you of the better times. Editions available. Oh, okay. I'm surprised that we've gotten so many worshippers in the fortress already. The Dead Communion has many worshippers in Soap and now requires a temple and priest. The location must be built and furnished with a new position appointed by you. Do you approve this request? I think we do. That means we now need to build a temple, and we don't really have any space up here that we could build a temple on. Maybe that's going to be our first thing up here. Maybe it'll be the first thing up on this here. I wonder what the... Okay, so... When we appoint a priest, they'll have a really weird title. Like, it's just a given they'll have like some really stupid title. So if we check down here, it's probably for... Right, like, let's say that, for instance, that we built a... Actually, I'm going to be right back again real quick. I'll just be 1 second, okay? Alright, thanks for waiting, guys. I forgot what I was saying. I was in the middle of saying something about temples, and then I had to go downstairs real quick because I could hear the dog barking. So, yeah, I'm sorry about that. She was unhappy about something. But, I mean, that's how dogs are, you know. They hear noises, especially when they get older. You know, what could sound like a car outside to you might sound like someone knocking on the door to them. And there's nothing worse than somebody knocking on the door, right? I mean, that's just dreadful. Can you imagine somebody actually knocking on the door? This has been a pretty good stream. I mean, I know that a lot's not really happened. It's been pretty, it's not been the most action-packed Dwarf Fortress stream, but I think it's been pretty good. I've enjoyed myself. Speaking of which, have any of our geese grown? No, they're still baby goslings. It takes a while for them to actually grow into actual geese. Main thing limiting us at the moment in terms of our soap production is ash. We don't have enough ash. So if we go to our stocks, you can see that in bars we've got only got 3 bars of ash, which is pretty bad. We're gonna need a lot more ash in order to make this fortress operate properly. Has this been fertilized? It should have been fertilized. We should be fertilizing that all the time in order to produce as many seeds as we can. I might change the soundtrack. I mean, as much as it's good for me, I don't think it's an appropriate soundtrack for Dwarf Fortress. Just a little bit too, perhaps a little bit too Egyptian themed. I mean, hey, the game's Egyptian, right? But then again, we've listened to most of it now. It kind of feels like perhaps we should just keep going. The Sims 2 soundtrack. Oh, you know what soundtrack you should put on? You have to listen to, like, hold on, because of how quiet this stream's been in terms of relaxing. I think this is the best theme for it. Dwarf Fortress soundtrack. Dwarf Fortress has like 1 song in it, and if I listen to it for too long, I go insane. So that's why we don't play the base Dwarf Fortress soundtrack. Do you recognize this one, Avenue? This is the build theme from the original Sims game. It's a really classic sort of theme. It's not as good as the buy theme. You know, it's pretty up there. Yeah. God, I still need to stream The Sims 4 sometime. Somebody remind me to do that, please, because I need to set that up and do it. As I said I would, so we need to do that. Specifically, I need to stream the new DLC for The Sims 4, which came out not that long ago. Because it's certainly the first of its kind. It's the first Sims DLC that, it's the first Sims DLC ever made like this. As far as I'm aware, there's never been another Sims DLC like it, so it's definitely something that we need to check out. Not that I'm a big fan of The Sims anymore. I love the original Sims so much. It's such a shame what they've done to that game. Like the original The Sims, is such a milestone of the game. There really is nothing like it. And you know, when it came out, it was so unique. It's just an amazing game. And you know, The Sims 2 came out, and it really expanded on the original concepts. It added so much stuff. I mean, heck, like in the original Sims, children never grew up, right? The herbs, okay. Yeah, let's not talk about that one. But like The Sims 2, they added so much cool stuff. But you can already see at that point the kind of milking start. You can already see it creep into the game. And the same thing happens with The Sims 3 as well. I mean, The Sims 3 on launch, it was lacking so much. They'd removed so much from The Sims 3. But at the very least, they'd added something new, right? That was kind of like the justification. We've taken all this stuff out. I mean, the performance is pretty dreadful because of the changes we made, but you can now, there are now no loading screens whatsoever. You can tell a sim to walk to work, and at no point does he have to stop and load. You know, like your entire neighborhood grows around you essentially, and you can interact with them whenever you want. And that was the Sims 3. And again, like, there are a lot of things about The Sims 3 that are really dumb. The performance of the game is awful, especially after you add a lot of the DLCs and stuff. But at least it did something unique. At least it did something interesting that hadn't been done in The Sims. And then The Sims 4 comes out. And what you get in The Sims 4, you get a really lazy mood system. I think it's a really lazy way of doing it. Where basically how your sim feels really comes down to what kind of paintings they have in their bedroom. More than anything else, or at least, you know, that's the sort of thing. And it's just a really lazy game, really lazy game. And you can tell from the outset what they're planning to do. It's the same model that they've done for the last two, but this time it's so transparent, so nakedly transparent that there's no avoiding it. And you know, when it comes out, you read the reviews and you see what's happened, and you know, it's like, good grief, man. When The Sims came out, you know, there weren't even toddlers in the game. That was a feature that had been in Sims 2, right? They just removed, just gone. That whole stage of development just gone from your Sims. They don't do that anymore. They added it back in a patch later on, but why did they even remove it in the first place? What were they developing in The Sims 4 that necessitated removing that alongside all the other things they removed? The game looked a bit nicer, but other than that, it was just kind of not that interesting. And The Sims has always had crap DLC as well, right? Like, The Sims has always had loads of really naff, weird, strange expansions and things like that. I mean, heck, The Sims 2 had, like, The Sims 2 IKEA stuff pack, right? What a god-awful concept that is. The IKEA stuff pack. It's a Sims 2 disc that you buy, and then you install it, and you can build a bunch of IKEA furniture inside your Sims house. Dreadful. And they expect you to pay £10 for that. That's how much it cost back in the day. Who was thinking? You know, what kind of madman comes up with something like that? What kind of deranged person does something like that? But that was The Sims 2. But The Sims 4, Christ. Like, I'm just playing Sims music whilst I complain about how bad The Sims is now. Oh my god, this new DLC, when I saw it, I just knew I had to stream it at some point. So for those of you who are unaware, because you don't give a shit about The Sims like I do, you know, you probably like, you're like a normal person, right? Because I'm obviously not, because I care so much about like some game that I don't even play anymore. But you know, that's just how I am, right? I just it's kind of obsessed about things that don't affect me anymore. But yeah, so they made this new DLC, and it's The Sims 4. It's a Star Wars themed expansion pack to The Sims 4. A Star Wars themed expansion pack to The Sims 4. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine like a Star Wars themed expansion for The Sims 4? And you know that they've only made that because EA develops The Sims, and EA has the license to make Star Wars games, so they're just trying to put Star Wars in everything that they can. Oh my goodness gracious me! There is no way in hell that that they did I mean, it could potentially be a very interesting sort of game. It's the sort of thing that, in a way, I think would deserve. If you wanted to do it, you should go all out. You should actually make it into its own standalone Sims game. Imagine a Sims game set in the Star Wars universe or any other sci-fi universe. I mean, that'd be great. But no, it's like some half-assed DLC that you buy, and then it ruins everything else that you've done. Because now you've got R2-D2 strolling around your sodding neighborhood. You know, so completely out of place. I hate it. I hate what they've done. It makes me sick. Anyway, that's what you've been waiting for 3 hours. That's what you've been waiting for 3 hours and 40 minutes. I know you've all been waiting for me to get angry about something. And now that I have, I hope you're happy. But there you go. It just gets me. It's like I am gonna have to stream it because I have to kind of like talk about The Sims, and like I only say these things because I care about the series. I still care about The Sims all these years later, despite the fact that I just don't play the game anymore because there is nothing comparable to it. No game company makes a game like The Sims. There is only The Sims. Unfortunately, Paradox hasn't started making like their own knockoff version of The Sims. You know, kind of like they did with SimCity, right? So we don't have that. So all there is The Sims, and EA, and what remains of Maxis, because Maxis doesn't really exist anymore. Let's be clear on that. So, I mean, it's just not good. It's just not good at all. And the signs were always there. You could see it from the beginning, right? All the signs were there at the start, and you know, even going back to the first game, but certainly with Sims 2, heck, like I say, IKEA stuff was a thing in Sims 2. I think there was a H&M stuff. So back in Sims 2 days, they had a whole thing which was like, you buy this pack and then you can get H&M clothing, and that was all that was in there. Was just H&M clothing, you know, branded clothing from H&M. And I don't know. Maybe there's somebody out there who's like really into H&M clothing, but it just boggles the mind. And you can see the kind of wheels turning. You can see the thought process of the things that they can do, the way that they can market the game in order to fill it with all this crap. And then then they do that. So that's the sad story of The Sims. How miserable it makes me when I think. You did, Gnaffle. I've just complained extensively about The Sims. I could probably keep going, to be honest. I have a lot to say about it. But I think I should stop. The stream's almost over anyway. I got 15 minutes left, and then I'm going to end the stream. So, at least we're going out on a bang. Yeah. My God. Oh, and just by the way, right? Just to make one thing clear before you end on the topic of The Sims, I'm not one of those people who's really upset about modern Star Wars, right? Like, I know that there will be some people out there who are really upset at the idea of like a Sims 4 having a Star Wars DLC because they hate modern Star Wars, right? I do not really care about Star Wars particularly. I'm not, like Star Wars to me. I've never even seen most of the Star Wars movies. I've never even seen the original Star Wars movies. I've seen the more recent ones because like a friend of mine wanted to go see them, and so I said I'd go along to see them just because I wanted to go to the cinemas with my friend, right? So Star Wars to me means nothing. It's not that I hate the idea because it's Star Wars. It's just that I hate the idea because of what it represents. Because it's just dreadful. You know that they can't do something like that in a good way. You just know that they're not capable of doing it in a good way. That's why I'm against it. I just don't want anybody to think that I'm one of those people who's like really, really upset about modern Star Wars. I mean, if you are, fair play to you. I mean, it's everybody's different. But for me, For me, I'm not too concerned about modern Star Wars. Modern Star Trek, on the other hand, I mean, good grief, no. Let's not get into that. Let's not get into modern Star Trek. I don't think Gene Roddenberry would be very happy, though, if he saw what had happened, but hey. You know, death of the author and all that. That's Peak Sims, you know, you can't go up from there. I mean, you would think that Peak Sims would be in... you would think that Peak Sims would be Sims 3 when they released the Katy Perry stuff pack. They released the Katy Perry stuff pack. So, in the original... In The Sims 1, right, there was the DLC for it called... I can't remember the name of the DLC. Oh, that is true. That's actually an upside of modern Star Trek. It creates good red letter media content. I agree with you on that. That's fine. But what I was going to say was there was the DLC. There was a celebrity DLC in the original Sims 1. I can't remember what it was called. But it had celebrities in it. So even back in Sims 1, and this was like the third DLC that was made for The Sims, the third expansion. Sorry, back then you didn't have DLCs; you had expansion packs. But anyway, I digress. The third DLC for The Sims that was made was a celebrity themed one, and you had actual celebrity Sims in it. But again, these are like really small cameos by I think like Madonna was one. There's like really tiny cameos. Superstar, there you go, Superstar. Rested Pandy knows exactly what I'm referring to. But then, like, by the time you get to Sims 3, you have an entire stuff pack that revolves around one particular celebrity. So as soon as that celebrity is out of the public eye, it loses all meaning, because at that point, who really cares? And it's Katy Perry. That was the one. It was Katy Perry stuff pack. And they released at the same time a Sims 3 expansion pack that was also a celebrity-themed expansion pack, which is pretty standard fare for The Sims. I mean, you know, people like playing as celebrities, whatever, that's fine. You know, that was The Sims 3. But again, they released two versions. They released a version that was just the expansion pack, and then they released, I guess, what you could call the extended edition, or maybe you could call it the Katy Perry edition of the expansion pack. So there was a Katy Perry edition of the Sims 3 Showtime expansion pack. That was it. In fact, maybe I can get like a picture of it on screen so you can see what I'm talking about. Sims 3 Showtime, Katy Perry. Yeah, but honestly, the Katy Perry stuff pack is amazing in terms of how awful it is, because not only is it Katy Perry themed, it's all candy themed as well. Like, it's Katy Perry. It's literally called Katy Perry Sweet Treats stuff pack. That's the name of the stuff pack. And God, I've been talking about this for like 20 minutes now. It's themed around Katy Perry, and it's full of furniture that is based on candy, like sweets and stuff, right? Like candy floss and stuff like that. So you get really horrible looking candy floss trees inside this expansion pack, or like a sofa that's designed to look like it's made out of licorice. It's awful. It's dreadful. You would never want to build a house out of any of the stuff that's included in it, unless you are insane. Right. It's the kind of house where, you know, it's the kind of furniture where if you walked into somebody's house and they had that kind of furniture, you just know that you're going to die tonight. You know, like, there's no way you're leaving that house alive. It's that kind of furniture. Complete psychopath furniture. Perhaps that's a bit unfair, but you get what I mean, right? It's just awful. Yeah, it's I can actually post a really good review of this pack if you wanna learn more. I should actually check and see if Lazy Game Reviewer has reviewed the new Sims 4 expansion, because he's a very good reviewer of Sims content. I agree with a lot of his opinions. Perhaps not all of them, but most of them. So, why isn't this press liquid from paste task done? We have actually pressed the liquid, so I'm not sure why that task isn't being done. Is there a particular reason it's not being done? Let's have a look at our stocks. Globs, GGG. We've got 10 globs, so we got we got 10 rocknut globs. Unless it's the wrong kind of task. Maybe it's not press with paste. Maybe it's press. No, it should be press liquid from 10. Unless all of our presses are busy. I mean, that's the other possibility. We don't have any presses available, which is pretty depressing if you ask me. Right, where are our presses? Okay, we got this presser here. He's currently worshipping Golden Deer, Ashtesh. I mean, Ashtesh isn't doing anything, so he should be able to do that pressing task. It's a pressing matter. We need somebody to get on top of this. I'll assign somebody else to be a presser. I'm pretty sure that you're going to look it up. Here, I'll just post the link to the game review them of. Oh my god. The moment that I start complaining about The Sims, right? The moment that I stop talking about Dwarf Fortress and the moment that I start talking about The Sims, the number of people watching the stream rises from like 20 viewers to 30 viewers. Like, people tune in just to hear me complain about... I'm not even talking about the game I'm playing, I'm talking about the Sims. Oh my god, okay. I mean, we've mostly finished everything that I need. Anyway, we've got about 10 minutes left. If anyone's got any questions or anything that they want to ask, now that the lecture is over, you know, just to clarify them, feel free. We do have other animals that we need to butcher, actually. Let's butcher the donkey. Have we? Oh, we got a breeding pair of donkeys. I didn't realise that. Okay, in that case then, we'll pasture them outside in order to get some donkeys. So we'll get this donkey here outside. We'll get the other donkey here outside. Eventually we're going to have to move those pastured animals inside because they'll get killed by invaders if we don't. Is there a type of serve that is superior for defensive works? No. I have a question. What do you think of the new Sims 4 DLC? I've already talked at length about that. Avenue Phil, what do you think that I think about the new Sims 4 DLC? You might say that I'm unhappy about it, to which I would say, you might think that, but I couldn't possibly comment. You know, I can't possibly comment on this. You think that you love it as much as you love the new Star Wars trilogy. You might say that, I couldn't possibly comment. By the way, the original UK version of the House of Cards is objectively better than the American one, and that was true even before the Kevin Spacey stuff came out. That's always been true. It's always been better than the American one. I will fight anybody about this. Oh, that's it. Okay, liquid containers, right. Okay, that makes sense then. So it's because we're after jugs. Right, let's make 30 rock jugs. I was wondering why they weren't pressing it, and I can't believe I didn't think about that sooner. We need jugs in order to do that. Seeds, rock nuts. You know what? We can mill more rock nuts. So mill seeds to paste 10. The UK version of the House of Cards is actually the original version. So it was originally a UK production. So the original one is from the United Kingdom. Yes. It's actually a pretty good TV if you like those sorts of political dramas and stuff. It's the kind of thing I like because I'm like a weirdo, basically. Is what I'm saying. I'm like a strange individual. I enjoy that kind of. I think all of our barrels are filled with food, so we can't actually harvest any of these plants. See here, right, there's a lot of rope reeds here that are going unharvested, and you can see that some of them are withered, and I think that's literally because we don't have a stockpile open for them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new stockpile. I'm kind of running out of space for stockpiles on the surface. I guess I'll just make a new stockpile down here, and we'll put. You know what? I could afford to dig a little bit more in here, and not in there. We'll just build a stockpile here, back there. You're an odd man, Euristo, although not an entirely unamusing one. I don't think I'm that odd, am I? I just have strong opinions about it. I like telling people about them. Like, one of my opinions is that I really hate the damp water designation digging thing. It tells you off whenever you try and dig. Oh, that's... I wanted to do this. There we go. The Nancy Drew marathon was well worth it, to be honest. I enjoyed the Nancy Drew marathon. I really did. I'm glad I took part in it, which might surprise some people. I am actually glad I took part in it. I don't regret taking part in it. Hey, we even got a new emote out of it. Although I had to get rid of one of my old emotes, but I even got a new emote out of it. So there you go. And I'm quite happy with the otter emote. So there you go. Right, what was I going to do here? I was going to plants, search, rope reed. We're just going to make a rope reed stockpile over here, just so that there's a stockpile where we can put rope reeds. And let's also make some more barrels. You can never have enough barrels. 10 more barrels. 30 more barrels. Okay, so we're coming up on the end of the stream anyway, so I'm going to end the stream in a second. So yeah, this is, if you had anything else you wanted to say to me, now is your opportunity to say it. Okay, yeah, I need to get rid of that the alternative one from the bits, because I only uploaded it to test the emote. I need to get rid of it. Does it actually show up anywhere? Like, I didn't realize that you could see what kind of emotes you could unlock. I mean, if you donate enough bits, you can unlock this amazing emote. 5k bit reward emote there, boys. You know, that's something to aim for. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna leave the stream. That's the end of the streaming today. But thanks everybody for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll continue with that again sometime. Yeah, I'm gonna